That's how I got that pineapple out of that guy's arm.
Okay. I'm still stunned. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dice Soup, brought to you by Once Upon a D20 at patreon.com/Once Upon a D20. Big hello to the people who stuck around after the TikTok flood. We got up to like 245. Now we're down to 4, but 4 is a lot for our TikTok, so thank you. When last we left off, actually, first, I feel like I should say, for our actual ad spot, hashtag donate to the Beardy Needs a New Computer Fund.
Always.
He runs games on startplaying.games. Find one. He's amazing. I know, because if you look back in our games, there is in fact the one shot of Beardy running Monster of the Week for my first Monster of the Week, and I enjoyed it. So I want people to have more beard in their lives. And I'm not volunteering mine, by God. All right. Oh, when last we left off. Gosh, this music is so so peaceful. It's so like beautiful mountain vista peaceful. But unfortunately, that's not how it is, because there's a big fucking bird in the sky. And the group had a slight illithid problem last game.
Oh, that's
after
right.
they had
Slight?
after they
we're
had
categorizing it as a slight illithid problem.
a slight illithid problem. It was only
Slight?
one. It was only one.
I was just saying, yeah, there was only one.
After all the brain babies, it was only one. Yes, so
2 is an infestation, 1 is just a problem.
yes, one's a slight problem, 2's an infestation.
I wouldn't call it a slight problem. It's a problem.
But overnight, as y'all were already in the mountains and the sun was actually going down around, which makes everything worse when you're in the mountains. Teamed up with the last of the spaghetti. I'm sorry, the last of the Yetis, and hunkered down in their Yeti hole, and as one does.
Yeti retreat. Yeti retreat.
The Yeti
We
retreat.
talked about this, Jay.
Sorry. Yeti, the tiny cavern. Better slightly. Yeah, indeed. But hiding in the Yeti retreat, y'all hunkered down. Some of you cuddling with the Yeti, some of you cuddling with others. But everybody kind of hyper aware of how dangerous this place was, because each and every one of the watches had something happen. Some of the dead Yeti, brainless Yeti, up top got scooped away by some gas wolves. Some of them got picked at, or one of the other dead things, the bear, got picked at by some hippogriffs. And then here at the end, a rock, a big fuck off bird, TM, came down, and it was starting to peck away at the biggest thing that got taken down. Then it smelled something else, something less hairy, a different blood. It started to go towards the illithid body that was left against the side of the rocks, and that was supposed to be for another purpose. And yea and verily, you tried to distract from that thing being absconded with by the rock, and To be fair, Doomerin had been very persuasive, making big noises, making beautiful, just the biggest and most beautiful noises that ever existed.
Wow.
The hugest.
Did it?
Wow.
I regret it already.
So does he.
And as the big beautiful noises, caused a fair amount of distress to that rock. Rather than running, it felt threatened. It felt truly threatened. I rolled a ridiculously high wisdom save on that one, but rather than it not being distracted, because that would be silly, it instead felt threatened and went straight for the threat, trying to take Slayer out of the hole, having to move its full complement of movement to get to him, grabbing, pecking. All of a sudden, Slayer raging. Everybody else suddenly being very aware that there is danger, mostly because a certain sword goes and says, "Y'all are in danger."
Also, the big loud noises.
It's that dreaded
So the
Apple
big
one, you know, the one
big loud noises and the
warned you.
the sudden pouring of Slayer's blood down his body. Everybody jumping to action really fast. You got Slayer out of the grip of this thing, and have backed the fuck up a little. And we come back on Slayer's turn. Currently, a fog cloud obscuring the Yeti hideaway. Hideaway.
The Yeti home away from home.
Home away from home.
Wait a minute. That was too close.
We're on thin ice right now. Sorry.
That was good. That was good
I
quality.
love you, Ro.
We're just gonna hunker down.
Okay.
I think that seems prudent.
Hunker down.
Seems prudent.
Maybe
Did it grab
inventory.
the elephant body? Does it still have it, or
no, it hasn't.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it hadn't, but I wanted to make sure.
It was pecking at it and then got violently distracted from it.
Just hunker in the Yeti bunker.
In hindsight being 2020, I probably should have woken up somebody besides the Slayer first.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
fine. Everything's
But
fine.
it worked out, I think. Maybe.
I'm starting to wonder why we didn't bring the body of the Illithid into the cave.
Yeah. You
Like, we
know,
brought the bodies of everything else, so I didn't even think of that.
we hid the
Not
other
everything
bodies in the
else.
snow.
Oh no, the stuff that we knew was important.
Dude.
I guess I'm just gonna like pop out. Actually,
You can't see.
You can. I mean, you can find the hole where you. What are you gonna do in the fog?
I know why we didn't take the illithid body, because we felt we had what we needed with the brain and the shells. So that's why we didn't take the illithid, because we felt we
Yeah, but we knew that the Yeti
But
was
we
going to
wanted
stick it into.
Illithid for the Yeti.
I mean, well, I want to try to go get the body. Can't see, so yeah, I'll be right back. Actually, just pass turn.
Okay, so taking the dodge, which is approximately the time that, as y'all are crowding into that back spot, expecting your Yeti friend Ez to pop and bring into action. His body is limp.
Oh no.
Oh.
What?
He's just laying there, somewhat warm still, not entirely cold. But
How
his
far
body
away,
is limp.
how far away from Akira is the body of the Yeti?
Oh, no, you're like crammed onto it, like you were squeezing back into the back corner of the cave. You're kind of discovering it, and that does make it Akira's turn at the very top of everything.
Akira is going to reach out psychically into the Yeti's mind just to see if they can get a response from it.
Having a hard time finding a mind.
They're going to immediately look over to Luca, like, I can't find his mind. He's dying, I think.
The hell?
I sense nothing.
What even happened? Luca's just kind of stunned. What could possibly have just killed it while we were sitting right there?
And then, I'm going to look over at Erigen and say, I don't know. He's just
maybe the Yeti out of character. Maybe the Yeti needed cold weather gear.
Yeah, Akira just kind of looks at Erigen like with a look of like puzzle and bewilderment, like, I'm sensing nothing.
Okay. So. Well, Can I make a medicine check on the Yeti?
You may most certainly make a medicine check on the Yeti.
Why is medicine wisdom based? I thought it was intelligence based. I'm so
Since
bad
we're
at
in initiative order, are we allowed to assist?
I will.
Yeah.
For the purposes of, are you proficient, Luca?
I'm half proficient in everything.
That's right. Okay,
Same
Facto.
Indeed.
Go
So I get that
if I was say, Knock, are you also wanting to assist in this?
Well, I was just thinking if I just expend a cure wounds to see if I could just jolt some some hit points into it.
You know, I'm gonna think about this critically. Luca is maintaining a concentration spell. Maybe he doesn't have time to be doing that too. So
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying is kind of nebulizing what is kind of the combat is going to start to evaporate. Y'all have taken steps to do that. I'm just trying to keep it somewhat organized with initiative. So yes, if Luca is wanting to help, because that feels like a Luca kind of deal. I figured the fog cloud was also. I figured the fog cloud was also above. That's not going to drop concentration. It's a spell, as far as spells go.
Okay.
So Knock is trying to put hit points into him. Erigen, go ahead and make your check with a +1.
Okay, I'm back.
So whatever it is, just add 1 to it.
Yeah.
What I'll do is noticing he's. No, yeah, you're just like, it's too late for him. Like, he's breathing.
I'm looking for a pulse, like back here or something. Just like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Well, it's not even that. It's that it's trying to find precise things on a creature you don't know with that has an excessive amount of fur. Like you're trying to. It's like trying to find a vein through a thick sweater. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But well, and that's the thing is you're trying to find signs of life.
Jim, I'm a fighter, not a doctor.
And as you rifle around with it, Knock Nock reaches out and
yeah, I'll see like him. Obviously, like everybody's drawn attention to him, so I'll see like, well, I mean, I've just learned this trick, and I'm like, I'm gonna do what I can, and I'm gonna lean down. I'm gonna place my hand like probably on the forehead or something like that, trying to like, because I don't know, but I'm gonna try to unlock his potential or something, just like, and just a warm golden glow will come upon my hand and placed upon his forehead and everything, and try and inject some of that HP into him.
Right, as you place your hand directly on the forehead, you yeah, that's a deep cut. I'm from the I was a kid in the 90s and I watched way too many commercials. Yes, indeed.
Fucking did it.
I fucking did it. It's what we do here. Nostalgia. So, as you place your hand on the forehead, you pulse that golden glow, and it kind of washes over the fur. Then, I mean, you're passively perceptive, right?
My passive perception, I think, is fairly excellent. Let me see. Passive is 15. Well, not excellent, but decent.
Yeah, it's quite decent, better than average. And as you pull your hand away, you see the tiniest kind of extra fleck, that gold, right around the forehead, shag of the hair. You kind of hurt it a little bit. There's a not a giant gaping like wound going in. You see kind of looks like it came out.
Well, either an elephant got to it, or
not a piercing wound in, but a slight explodey out.
Okay. Do I have any knowledge of what that would be at all?
Roll just either a history check or a yeah, we'll go with history check. That's nice and easy. Good catch-all. While you're pondering this,
19
swoops down. Y'all hear it pass through the fog cloud. What disperses a fog cloud? Just for giggles?
That's a really good question. Yeah. I don't think that the spell description explicitly says.
It do.
Do?
It do.
There's a strong enough wind disperse one?
Here, let me put it right in roll 20.
Because it's like skywrite and everything like that. Those have like you can write something in the sky, but then a brisk wind will make it go away.
A nice sea breeze will take it away.
Yeah. It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it.
All right. Well,
how fast does the rock fly?
I was gonna say how fast? What the rock fly?
I'm going to just those giant wings will probably disperse fog cloud. If it gets
probably.
I would assume so.
To be fair, flies down and it is doing a kind of like flyby. It's not doing it in a
it's gliding. It's not like flapping.
It's like buffeting with its wings.
Yeah, and so it like you see the fog cloud disperse a bit, but the magic isn't entirely broken, and it kind of blows mostly away, and then kind of goes. You can tell it actually like grabs into the fog cloud. You feel it again, kind of like landing and flapping and pecking a bit. So its normal movement does not disperse it. But you can feel it kind of rooting around, like it's trying to find the hole because it knew it was there somewhere. It's not finding you. It's not finding you yet. and you can tell those of you with the barest of natural knowledge can tell that it's trying, it's rooting, it's looking, it's not finding, and it is frustrated.
Yeah, if we were able to look through the fog up top, we might be able to see that its eyebrow was like up super high, and it's like, the rock can feel your candy asses in that hole.
I think you might have double-clicked the initiative and skipped Luca just now.
I did. Luca was helping with the medicine check.
Okay.
The initiative order. I was sorry. You were away. I apologize. The initiative order is becoming slightly more nebulous. It's mostly to keep. He asked if he could assist with the medicine check and all this. Yeah. So, kind of breezing by a little bit. Brandor's still kind of holding the line there at the front of the group. Basically trying to make sure that, like, if somebody, or if the rock comes in, basically to try and either garner its attention or stop it from hitting somebody else or what have you.
Guys, if we don't get out of here, the People's Beak is gonna tear us apart. Okay.
Indeed.
People's Beak.
Bearded.
Right. Blair, you can hear the frustration in the boulder, in the rock. As it's rooting around, you have had a moment for the intensity of your rage to begin to subside. You got technically attacked the turn before, so like your rage persists into this turn, but it is starting to wane. So if you do not continue it, it will fade.
Right. Man. The temptation to, like, go fight the rock at this point.
Yeah,
above table,
like,
you can punch it or
his
anything.
blood's boiling a bit. He knows he genuinely scared it.
Doomeran's sitting there thinking, like, how cool would it be to take this rock down?
Fucking cool.
Alright, because he's not certain now that we've pissed it off that it's gonna leave the mind flayer. It might go take it just to spite us now.
I don't think we need it anymore.
Yeah.
I think we do.
He wasn't there for that part.
Yeah.
There was a medicine check being done, and
no one said out loud. So
there was a medicine check being done. The Yeti was showing signs of not moving, and
we actually resolved that. My 19 from a history check.
Right. Yeah. Your question. I apologize. Remind me your question.
You're good. I was just asking because, like, I saw what you described to me, and I was like, would I know what that is or anything about it? I got a 19 on history.
More
per
kind of pondering stories and things that y'all were kind of looking into these intellect bowery folk. You noticed day previous, in the heat of battle, they very violently exploded out of heads. This time it kind of seemed like this doesn't look like an explosion as much as almost you didn't hear it, or like you watched, you were aware for your watch of the night. You didn't hear it.
Should have used an insight check on the Yeti.
It tried to. It probably snuck out.
Okay. So, I guess I'm looking at this and I'm like, is it just best? Am I looking at this and saying there is a devourer in his head now, and it's best to just kill him, just get it over with?
No, the head empty.
And empty. Ah, okay.
The devourer stuck out.
The hole is going out of the forehead rather than into the forehead.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's what you did say that. So it has. So basically, something has vacated its premises.
Something has vacated the premises.
We were talking to an intellect devourer the whole time.
Wow.
That's upsetting.
Makes more sense than talking to a Yeti, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could talk to a Yeti.
Oh, no.
We don't want to assume.
I don't know that.
Led into a trap.
We don't have to share languages anymore.
So, when do we think we're gonna come out of this hole?
Well,
it's now the id hole.
So now that that's resolved,
Slayer.
When we come out of this hole.
Nobody's voiced that.
Well, you can see Eredrin, and Luke.
Right? The fog clouds all over here.
Fog clouds above the hole.
It's a radius though, so
a radius.
It would persist into the. I mean, depending on where it is.
20 foot in every direction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I thought it was in the hole too. That's why I couldn't find my way out.
Like in the hole.
I guess that's a question for Luca. Luca, did you how far out of the hole did you put the fog cloud, or did you leave it in the hole?
It's even in, even out, so that it extends 20 feet into the hole and 20 feet out of the hole.
Okay. In that case, you can hear Eredrin, trying to look it over and be like, "Hey, buddy, wake up!" Hear Akira called out, "I don't sense its mind," and then knock. You kind of see that golden glow of Knock's hand. And the Yeti, with whom you are sharing space with, technically, it ain't moving.
Yeah,
it's bread, Jim.
It's bread, Jim. So with that knowledge,
it's bread.
You're not a mindless beast, even when you're enraged. So
no, okay.
As if Bones got kicked out of the Starfleet and he had to go work at a bakery. It's bread,
indeed.
Slayer, the Yeti's already deady.
Okay, well,
everyone protect your head.
I guess we don't need that mind flayer corpse that thing can have it. Then we should just stay here.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
So which one of you is it in?
And with that, actually you hear the rock as y'all kind of stay tucked in. It starts just kind of it's still pecking the ground. It's actually rolling terribly on trying to find you all, thinking that y'all perhaps got away. It keeps kind of looking around, then hear it just peck the ground really hard and start to fly away. And as you have a moment to breathe, have a moment to no, not the map layer, the other layer. Stop it. Rock does not need to become a permanent fixture of this map. There we go.
Sure it does.
Hey, Nikki joined the server. Welcome, Nikki. Thank you.
Hello.
Nikki's a player of mine as well. Different group.
Indeed. Welcome. As you have a moment, you hear it flying away. You hear it actively getting further and further into the distance. Peeking out. It ended up settling on the meal that did not garner as much attention, and just the entire arm of Big Mama Yeti is severed off and no longer present.
Dear.
Such is the circle of life.
But as well as continues not to move. Continues to. Yeah. What do you do?
So the Yeti's dead. What happened to him?
I'll be like, so it appears that It appears that our friend here was not exactly one that we thought he was. There was a devourer in its mind already by the time we began to converse with it.
Oh, yeah, I guess it makes sense that they all had them in their heads. It'd be weird if one of them didn't.
I suppose.
Well, actually, no, there's a chance it got to it after we conversed with her. Because...
Well, I mean, hell.
The first Yeti that was killed fell back into the poop hole. The defecation hole.
Right, she went
and
to
we
use
never
that.
saw a mind beast come from that. So I could assume that when he went in there to use it, the mind beast attacked him.
But didn't he speak to us after going in there?
No, we cut off communications as he went in there.
Because he
That's
was
our own
hoping.
damn fault then.
Well, I didn't want to listen to him shit.
Well, I'm just saying. I agree with you. But that's why. That's why we didn't know.
So here's how we could figure this out.
It's not exactly a big mystery. I mean, if anything, and I hate to sound so callous, it is less work for us.
No, but more my question is where's the brain now?
Well, probably left.
Unless it's in one of you.
Well, that's what I was saying. There's a way.
Oh, I think I'd know if I had a brain beast in my head.
There's a way to figure that out. And
Luca is going to like kneel down and just like move his like scales off of his neck so that people can check for holes in the back of his neck.
Yeah, Erdrin, if you start lighting toes on fire, I'm gonna be mad at you.
No, I'm not going to light any toes, but I'm going to turn first to Slayer and I'm going to say, speak to me telepathically. Just out loud, speak to me telepathically.
Well, why?
Just do it. Try. Very well, it's not you. Luca, could you do the same?
Well, it's not in me.
And knock. Knock.
Yes.
Could you try to speak to me telepathically?
I mean, I could try. Well, wait. I think I didn't actually take a thing.
Did you take telepathy? Oh, that's an issue.
I did. Let me check my feats and whatnot.
Double check yourself before you double wreck yourself.
I will.
Oh.
You know, one does not like to be double wrecked.
I think
Someday.
Not on a Sunday afternoon.
Luca just casts prestidigitation to prove that he's himself. These things can't cast spells if the host had them. That's just not a thing they can do, right?
I don't know. Slayer doesn't.
I don't know.
I mean, not that you're aware of.
It's somewhere in here, but either way, I will just open my mind to you. Regardless, I will, just speak to you and just say, your penis is very small, and just say that very to myself in my mind.
You can't hear it. You actually, in fact, don't have telepathy yet.
Okay.
I mean,
good.
I was just keeping it in my mind for him to read. Is he not able to read my mind?
Not normally.
No, I'm telling you to talk to me telepathically.
Gotcha. Okay.
So when he doesn't do that, I'm going to also turn to Brandor and tell Brandor to do the same.
And they kind of turn their head, and kind of the same way Luca was kind of showing the back of his, he kind of shows the back of his hair, and was thinking dirty thoughts about you. Oh, I'm really not, but
Am Am I hearing that out loud just to make sure?
You're hearing that out loud.
Okay. So it doesn't seem to have entered any of you, as far as I can tell. Because if I remember correctly, someone mentioned they could communicate telepathically. Or am I wrong about that?
I don't know, but I mean, we could just check for holes in each other's heads too.
Well, I mean, I'm not a good example of that because I do have a hole in my head currently. So.
You have an attempted hole. It's not like a full hole.
I haven't attempted hole yet.
Attempted hole.
An attempted hole.
We've healed him with magical healing, yes.
Yeah, you've been.
Yeah,
since,
yeah,
so
never mind. Yeah.
I don't think you'd have a hole in your head anymore.
No, it did not succeed in pushing into your brain. You
Sure, it's still
gave
scratched, but yeah.
it scratched. It didn't draw blood though. It didn't actually make whole. It got into the hair a bit.
Okay.
You jerk headbutted it right in the fucking beak.
Just
Shadow
above
Walker is
Shadow Walker. I'm not going to burn everyone's toes.
Shadow Walker is campaigning for the toe burning.
Sometimes you just need to burn. You just need to burn
Red.
toes. Like it's fine.
That's and here's the deal. The character he plays in my game is an artificer, warforged. So like very much logical and just like, well, if we burn his toes, I mean,
Look, uncooked toes are just gross.
Indeed. So
uncooked toes are disgusting.
Well, I mean, we could probably, I guess, with all that, we could probably just take the Mind Flayer body back with us and show it to the Slayer's take as well.
We could.
I'm down for that. That sounds like a decent plan.
And for the record, this is the most like Airdrin has talked since we killed the thing. Like just like actually speaking. But yeah. Besides.
Well, I guess if we're all clear, then I'll go get it. And Brandor climbs out of the hole and keeping their sword sheath, kind of throwing the crossbow behind, keeping the shield on.
I think Luca's gonna go help Brandor. Dismiss the fog cloud and head out to help Brandor.
I'm going to light a torch to search the small cave for the live brain. To see if I can find it.
Akira will help Eredrin search for the brain.
Going for heading for the hole, other hole.
Well, it exploded out of this hole, so I want to see if it's in this.
Searching this hole, looking around like. Go ahead and make an investigation. That's the one.
Finally, an intelligence check. I'm good at those. I'm not that good at those.
I mean, it's not.
I'm gonna drink a couple potions.
That's entirely fair. You have some peaceful time right now, Slayer. You almost like instead of a potion, if you're wanting to take, say, a short rest.
Oh, I could play a song of healing for you. Well, I mean, we're just dragging a Mind Flayer over. That shouldn't take long.
Exactly. Between you and Brandor, especially you and Brandor, you know, this is a strangely strong party.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll bring it over, and it is still very much caved in skull, dismantled.
I only rolled one, so I clicked like 3.
Prestidigitation, clean the blood off of me, see everybody sitting down, Slayer looking pretty winded, we'll play a song of rest.
Still, I can't get it to roll more than one dice at a time or something.
And I know it won't add any effect, but silly. I will join the Song of Rest because I have that too.
Part of that feels a little silly not to have those stack. Technically, magical effects that have the same name don't stack, but like, I don't like that with this. I don't like that. So, funny enough, your DM can just change that rule willy-nilly when he decides to, and he's gonna. For this, it makes sense for more bards to give more healing energy with their Song of Rest. So a full-ass band could do 4 or 5 d6s. I'm just saying, like,
I actually found a really cool ruling on this, and this is up to RJH. Someone has suggested in the past that if you have 2 bards that are using a Song of Rest, since Song of Rest only applies to your first hit die, if you spend 2 hit dice, you could gain the Song of Rest on the second hit die if you have 2 bards.
I mean, fair enough. I'm more of the opinion.
I saw that I thought was pretty cool.
I'm more of the opinion that more bards making a more restful song just is better. So that's my ruling, and I'm going to put that into the homebrew rules.
You know, as somebody who has jammed with other people, like, you know, you each bring something to it.
It could be very restorative.
It is a feeling, man. Like,
yeah, we're in good company. You like every one of us does something like that.
Sitting down to jam with friends is a healing adventure. Yeah.
Go ahead and each of you, Beardy and Tim, roll your dice.
Yes, sir.
For performance?
No, Song of Rest. I think it's just a D6.
Under features and traits.
I thought Song of Rest was an active effect. I didn't realize it was a roll. I haven't played a bard ever. So
it's okay. It's okay. Now you're gonna get the.
It's under features and traits.
It's just a D6 right now at this level. I believe it increases eventually.
I'm sure it does.
Most things bards do.
The looking through the cave.
Sorry, we got distracted by the jam sesh. So looking around, you see kind of. Yes, it did. Hey, doubles. So that's 6 more HP if you need it. Boomerang.
On a scale of 1 to 81, I'm looking about an 80.
Delicious. We love that. That's the best gift.
You have 80 max hit points.
No, 81.
No.
Oh wait, no, I get what you're saying. Never mind.
Nailed it. Down whole max hit point. So, Erdrin, as you're looking over the cave, looking over the body, looking over everything, see a little bit of like kind of bloody paw prints that kind of got like wiped into the fur, almost like unnoticeable a little further down, like its abdomen. And they kind of like they kind of slide off to the left side of the body. And then so there's a tiny bit of a trail right there, right next to the body. It almost looks like you being a somewhat sneaky person, naturally, or knowing sneaky people at the very least, you can tell that like it probably like popped out and then hid. Then just kind of you're not sure where it went after it hid.
Mm-hmm. It hid somewhere within the Yeti.
Like it hit. Well, it hit, like it used the Yeti for cover. You could tell like just from the pattern on the fur across the abs.
Mono-beta.
It had to have used him as cover, then just like it did something sneaky. Not quite sure where it went from there.
So, is there anything I can do to try to follow the trail anymore, or is that
you can try? It's pretty rough. I'll give you one more shot to try and pick up the trail.
Of course, another.
Can I try to help at this point, having rested, or?
Are you are you proficient in the investigations?
Oh no, survival though for tracking. I thought, but
if you wanted to
this
do
is-
survival for tracking, I'm also
shifting-
proficient in that.
Just shifting into survival. Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
because like, if we're trying to
I
track
get a lot
something
more,
or something went, then I feel
Indeed.
like that's survival.
Indeed, he picked up the trail barely. So, yes, go for
So
it.
taking
You can
that
both
with
help.
advantage.
I can also give you a +1 because bards.
Bards.
Or
Advantage +1. Bard power. Activate.
just add 1 to the
Power.
highest roll. Oh dang, 23. This thing is not getting away from me.
Stonky. Oh.
That's it. It probably
I'll
is.
say
But
you
yeah.
you look around in the cave and like not too much more sign of it in the cave, and you poke your head out. You see kind of some of the little bit of extra viscera print, like probably the nudge of the side of the brain on the leg of this still somewhat frozen creature here, this frozen giant ogre, what it is. And see kind of a smear on that one, then kind of looking out further, Doomerin, you catch the dice. Yeah. Doomerin, you catch a little smudge of it a little further away. And it's almost like it knew what it was doing, trying to sneak away, but it left just little hints, little bits of viscera where it basically went up next to. You can continue to search the trail, continue to follow the trail that will put us into a tracking situation, and perhaps heading further down the mountain.
We don't need it. I'm going to come back in the hole and I'm just going to report. It left the hole, ran away from us. So I think we're good. And then just sit down and start fidgeting with the silver coin, like not like do anything with it, but just like fidgeting with it.
Back. Sorry, what I miss?
It left the hole and it ran downhill.
It left a few tracks. A little smear on the side of this creature's leg, a little smear on kind of the side of this rock where it probably like itself up against to try and make sure it stayed hidden. The trail kind of goes southerly from here, down mountain, more accurately.
Okay. Do we want to grab our stuff, meaning the bodies we've stashed, and keep going? If it's going down mountain, that could be dangerous.
Yeah, we should probably get rolling.
We should get rolling. At the same time, we don't need that brain. We have 3 brains.
Oh yeah, we don't need it, but like we don't want it to infect anybody else.
Well, they are
Because
wild creatures that
if it's going down the mountain to the south, like it's going back towards Grimgolier. So.
Well, if it's going the way we're going, we might as well chase it then.
Right.
No, I don't see any problem with that.
Yeah, so let's get our stuff. Let's be a real quick log and try to get back on its tail.
All right, I
And
like that.
we're taking
We'll
the
do that.
illithid with us.
Of course. Might as well take that to the Slayer's Take, as
Yeah.
Marin suggested.
I'll volunteer for my echo to drag it down the mountain.
Nice.
Making
Bruh.
sure to drag it by one ankle and letting it hit every rock on the way down.
Brandor kind of looks at you and just got it.
I understand that, Brandor, but
he looks dead ass at you, out loud says, "Don't be cruel."
very well.
Slayer just kind of nods.
Sorry, immediately I'm like, what would Chelsea say right here? Yeah, that's probably where she'd go.
It seems on par.
It does. It does.
If only the creature knew the meaning of the word in life.
That's what makes us better than them.
Agreed, friend. Agreed.
It's very honorable, Brando.
He just kind of nods and hefts it over his right shoulder, keeping the shield up, and still like you could tell he's still got his hackles up from like being attacked by a big fuck off rock and everything, and he's just kind of like keeping an eye and an ear kind of on the sky while everybody else is tracking the brain thing. He's just looking around like, "Don't you fucking come back."
Slayer's not worried about it. He's got the eyes on his back.
Exactly.
He's always watching.
He knows. But leading the way down the mountain, partially following a trail, partially finding your way back, as was the debate yesterday of finding your way back down the mountain. Of course, I can find exactly the way we took here, that roundabout sideways way. So
has to get to our hand way, but yeah.
Between our survivalists, who would like to throw bones? I think we had Eredrin throw bones. Let's have Slayer throw bones. It's time. It's your time. You have advantage, and like Bard helps.
Yeah.
Bard helps.
Sometimes it's a good help. Nailed it.
Everybody
helps sometimes. This is the song stream today. Tell you what, love it.
Yeah, well, it's always a song stream. What are you talking about? We always make song references.
It's been very thick in the soup today. Tell you what.
Yeah,
we're referencing a lot of REM for the REM sleep that you lost.
Damn. Rip sleep indeed.
It's
so
the row eye movement.
Rip in peace sleep. So
rip in peace.
So 16 start to lose you start to lose the trail, and you're pretty sure like it eventually it's extra viscera kind of either they're drying to it or has rubbed off, some combination of the two. It's leaving a lot less trail. You are able to make your way down the mountain and making your way down there. Doomer, and you especially you notice a downward this slope that maybe from a lower angle you didn't exactly like it didn't look passable.
Yeah.
From above, kind of see how it has the some terraced rock formations where you're like, oh, we went that way, but if we go that way, we don't have to do this long ass fucking switchback. And rather than like 3 extra hours of descent and taking 5 hours wandering the mountains, it's more of like you cut off a solid 3 hours off the trek. It only takes you all the sun doesn't even get high before you get down to kind of the lower part of the valley, and you see form and function being brushed by Adkis, and more so, you see that Adkis has a wolf pelt. Well, he has a wolf. He hasn't exactly skinned it. but the wolf has like 5 arrows in it. And he's kind of left it off to the side, just a little ways away. The fire that he had made either last night or this morning has smoldered out. He kind of peeks up. Hey, made it.
Yeah, come here real quick. Can I see something? And I'm just gonna like grab him real quick and like inspect his head real quick.
Just making sure, covering my bases.
I'm not gonna hurt you, I promise. I just need to check something.
All right.
And I just like look around his head and like feel it for any wounds.
Go ahead and make a perception check. We'll call it something that you're strong at, right?
Yeah.
Akira is giggling the entire time this is happening.
Oh yeah. Oh
22.
Yeah. You watch Slayer, and Slayer's actually faster than all of you. Like actually. And, he just walks up and just grabs Adkis.
Yeah.
And kind of like lifts him up, and Adkis just like, all right. And he's just kind of like him over your arm and just start kind of like feel like doing this
like you're checking for lice or something, but like
you're feeling it, and it's a very like he's got his hair, and you're checking him for lice, and he's fucking like it's all noggin there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, right, good, and I sort of like set him down and like brush off his shoulders, and like,
he kind of looks up.
Good to see you again, Edkis.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, well, the brain creatures, one of them got away from us, so just was making sure.
Sorry, what?
Oh, we told you about it, didn't we?
Right. I mean, that's still kind of wild, but right?
Yeah, you want to see the biggest one? I sort of like move the chest off my shoulder. Open it.
Sure. What the? Oh.
Yeah. There's smaller ones too, and I close it, saddle it back. Yeah.
All right.
So there was one of the smaller ones got away, so I was just making sure it wasn't in you.
They're all grown. It's all.
I mean, that would be weird.
And painful, probably. Yeah.
Painful, probably. Yeah.
They burst out of your skull, Akis. Out of your skull.
Yeah, they become your brain and pilot the body. They were doing it with Yetis.
Well.
Yeah. The more you know, right? It's crazy.
Well then. Right? Sounds...
And Slayer joins in on the mind fucking of Adkis.
Yes. It's fun. Join us.
And just to add to it, just in his head, just like the weirdest voice I can try to create, and just saying, "Yeah, it's almost like they don't want us in here," and then just not another thing.
Wow. You say that, and he like there's that little bit of a flinch, and then he's like, you fucker.
I just mad at him.
Knock. Well, at this point, he's back to Alec, but Alec will walk up to him like, yeah, it was really weird. They say that if you have one inside you, you start seeing some weird things. And then I don't really take a shape with my face. I just kind of let it swirl. Like I like move my skin around to make my face all warped and weird.
That's just mean.
That's mean.
I was just using words. You guys are.
You guys open the window. You guys know how Nock feels about Atkins.
I thought you were opened up.
This is in character, though. It's in character. It's completely in character. So
it's in character. It's in character.
It's completely in character. So
And what? Speaking of things, we were resting last night. He points towards the wolf, and Spearmint was here, and well, and he kind of holds up the needle, the little needle dagger that they were using before. They got poofed when they got kind of tore up a bit. The little chest platey thing and the ring around its neck and this little deal here, and he kind of holds it up and it kind of turns into this like kind of much longer than it was stiletto spike.
Wait, what? Who?
Kira is like super distraught. Very distraught. Spearmint's gone. He just told Spearmint the wolf murdered Spearmint.
Wait, who's Spearmint?
That's the pseudo dragon that Akira had palled with since they got their new clothes.
Oh no, it's terrible.
Like yeah, but this
you solved that one.
This little fucker was loaded. He had this little fucking spike that he was using as a little tiny sword, and it fucking like I could spike somebody with this. It's really cool, and kind of flicks it again, and it shrinks down to a large needle, but it's a needle.
Yeah.
I had this ring, and he kind of holds up the thing that he was kind of wearing as a little breastplate on himself, and it has kind of some like a needle through the back of it meant to kind of act as kind of a clasp, and this little brooch on his chest, and
Akira's going to approach Atticus to get the needle and the brooch.
Oh, I can. But the ring though, the ring's really nice.
I mean, like we should probably return that stuff though.
Hold it. I mean, we're going back to Hupperduke eventually, right? We can go give it back to the lady.
Yeah, we need to give it back to...
Well, I mean, you can use it until then, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, making use of it. I'm sure...
Spearmint comes back.
Or until Spearmint... Yeah, maybe she'll send Spearmint back after us, yeah.
Spearmint is a familiar. Spearmint will be back.
Exactly.
Oh, it poofed? Oh, yeah, if it poofed, yeah.
Yeah, it poofed. It didn't leave a body. It didn't leave a body. It's not like I robbed it dead.
No, it's like one of them familiar things, yeah.
So it'll be back?
Yeah.
I hope so. Those things can be
Yeah. It's expensive though, isn't it?
No,
that magic-y stuff. No,
it's not really expensive per se.
Yes. The rich kid is saying that it's not expensive. It's fine.
No one knows that. No one knows that.
Expensive.
Yes, your longsword is not fancy. It's fine.
I mean, it is, but no fancier than some of the other shit these guys are carrying these days.
Oh, that's fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
yeah, I've got my blood sword.
I mean, Akira is distraught, but now that familiars have been explained to them, they're okay.
Yeah, my longsword is fancy, but it's not magical.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have to make my new familiar at some point.
I could probably enchant it now that I know how.
I mean, it's. I think we're fine. Like, hope we're fine. This is really a nice little piece, and he like flips it back into a stiletto, and it has a good little grip on the back where like the eye would be. The eye of the needle. It's kind of a knuckled grip. I hate to be insensitive, but I'd really hate to give this up. Like if we get into a scrap again, we seem to get into scraps a lot.
Well, yeah, they're good tests.
It's fine. You can hold on to it until Spearmint returns.
And if you feel that strongly about it, either
Thank you
Fisher
for
or myself
protecting-
will see about getting a new stiletto for you.
Atticus, thank you for protecting the cart.
Oh, yeah, it reminds me. And I walk over to the wolf and I'd like check the wolf for a brain hole.
Oh my gosh.
there are no brain holes on the wolf.
Okay.
There's just 5 arrows in the side of it.
Okay. Right. Good to know.
There are several
there could
holes.
be a brain hole,
Just
but it
none
would
of them are
be
brain
an arrow brain hole.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, the closest thing to a brain hole is a hole through its neck.
Yeah,
An arrow.
that's fair. That's acceptable.
Shall we get to the Slayer's take?
Right, yeah, we gotta get back. And he starts, Oh
yeah, we also killed this thing, gesture to the thing that Brandor's carrying.
Yeah, Brandor just flops it over the side of over the back of the cart so that, the part of it that's leaky is drifting off the backside.
I mean, I've still got, like, its arm.
Prestidigitation to clean
somewhere.
Brandor's clothes and armor.
He kind of thanks for like.
How much would you?
You're very welcome.
How much would you say a mind flayer arm weighs?
Probably a little bit less than a regular strong arm because it's a little bit noodly, but it's got muscles and stuff. So I don't know, arm weight.
I'm not
gonna Google how much an arm weighs. I'm already on lists.
Just add in Minecraft after that, and you're fine.
It's noodle slap all over again.
Yes, indeed, it's noodle slap all over again. But as y'all are kind of packing up and getting yourselves situated, starting to head back down the mountain. This part of the trek is not as much a problem. Between it being like y'all went off trail, but also Doomerin remembers, and it was a decently easy trek to head back down, and getting back in towards town. Unless y'all have anything else you'll want to RP on the way. Give you a minute. 3,
I'm
2.
gonna just keep an eye out for the brain thing.
Okay, keeping an eye out for the brain thing.
You should keep both your eyes in. You really don't want to take one out.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Keeping your eye out for the brain thing. Go ahead and perceive.
Make it.
You're looking out and like. There's a little bit of like continuing suspicion of just like jerking around a little bit, just looking, and kind of you're definitely suspicious. I can't I'm not gonna say that it abates your suspicions any, but every time that you do a little bit of a jump, kind of everybody kind of naturally and it's that like all right, just checking. Kind of looking around and still kind of like looking on, like you're walking beside the cart because you're fast as fuck. And kind of looking around the cart still, and then like popping up beside somebody else and just kind of like looking at them, and just kind of keeping on. But heading back to you get to one of the more active paths that does kind of go along the side of the mountains. It's not super well worn. It's not a road, but people travel along the front of the mountains a bit, and it's about a little bit after high noon, and getting yourselves onto the road and into town. Where do you want to go?
Players take.
Slayer's Take, right? Yeah.
All right, straight to the Slayer's Take.
Yeah.
To the Slayer's Take, heading through town, finding this somewhat but not so secret temple to Ayun, but still disguised as a mercenary guild. Walking up on it, you see again. I guess at this time of the day, because y'all were a little bit earlier in the day the last time you were here. This time of day, the kind of central area on the way into this the way into the temple, the antechamber courtyard area, cleared out. A few people walking back and forth. As you walk in, you do notice kind of like around the corner Caspian, and he sees the lot of you and has a bit of a smile, and then kind of stands up, and then he sees Brandor walking in again with the mind flare on his shoulder, and like you see him like stop. Caspian just like eyes get wide, like his eyes get wide first, and then his smile kind of joins. Just what did you do?
Well, we went to find the Yetis, and we found them, and this thing took exception to that. To which we took exception to him taking exception.
I was expecting hides and brains and all sorts of. I did not. Oh my god.
Oh man, you know, hides would have been smart. Why didn't we get hides? Oh well, we got the brains though. We got brains.
The rock ate all the hides, but
I mean, most of it. Yeah, there's most of it.
Sorry, a rock?
Yeah,
It's
there was a
very
rock.
Yeah, it's crazy in the mountains.
Big bird, huge.
Kept on raising his eyebrow really tall, and
I know what a rock.
Smell what it's cooking, and
I know what a rock is, and yeah, they have their feathery eyebrows are fucking out there, like bigger than an elf.
Really big muscles, and like they have like tribal tattoos. It's really, you know.
Indeed.
and everything they do, they announce as being like the peoples.
Indeed.
He gave us the people's beak. He said, "Can you feel what the rock is flapping?" And I don't know. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
Indeed. Well, and I was keeping it. I was doing so well. Then I looked up and saw Justice's face breaking a little bit, and it broke me.
Oh, Sean's been breaking the entire time. Like,
no, it's fine.
Don't look
It's
at
fine.
me if you don't want to laugh. I am not the one.
I've been making
exactly.
the rock references this whole time, and Sean's been my #1 fan. Okay.
Indeed. Y'all really should join the stream. I'm just saying. So. So he kind of chuckles, and then Brandor, while Brandor had previously said don't be cruel, it feels a little bit less cruel to just kind of less ceremoniously just it on the ground and just kind of step back and be like. Look at, do you mind? And he leans in.
Vegetation clean.
Caspian kind of leans in close, and kind of looking over.
Take the chest off my back.
Your chest was on your back. That's
Yep.
Yeah, the chest, that chest. And opening up, and it is, yes, it is a gelatinous brain. You open it up, and it is full of brain.
Yep.
And like he's looking over the illithid and just kind of like, or the 8/10 of an illithid, seeing its arm ripped off, and
when he looks at the missing arm, he'll be like, "Yeah, I took that as a trophy. Hope you don't mind."
he just kind of looks up, gives you that people's eyebrow for a second. Right. Okay.
He would have taken the head, but there's kind of a bit of history there, and the head didn't really survive.
It looks a lot like it didn't. To imagine why you would want to destroy the brain of a thing that destroys brains.
I call it poetic justice.
I mean, looks real to me. And
looked real to me too when it was trying to kill our friend.
You got the one.
Pretty convincing at that point.
I'm gonna just kind of turn around to show where the scratch would have been.
He looks up towards you as you kind of show the little the like there's still those kind of lines of perturbance from having these 4 tentacles grab and like grip your head. So there's still those little bits of like suction and
yeah. Magical healing doesn't like regenerate.
Not like hair.
No
hair.
Yeah.
And so like
So I have a polka dot undercut, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
A slightly polka dotted undercut, and he just kind of looks at. He really looks at you, like looks you right in the eyes. There's not a okay. Oh.
No, we got him before anything happened.
It was real close. I had to really pull it off.
Really lucky.
Very close.
Very lucky, and also
very thick-skulled, you might say.
That I am. Also, I should tell you, we acquired a total of 13 quaddle scales, 12 from the other party who killed, unfortunately, a quaddle, and then one from a willing gift. 8 of them were sold to Fisher Silverfist, in Grimgalir, and 5 of them we kept personally. And one of them is
Shimmerfist. I'm aware.
Shimmerfist.
I'm aware of him.
Sorry, I get names bad. So I'm his apprentice, so we sold it to him. One is on my sibling's ear here, and 2 are on my sibling's necklace, and I'm going to present the other 2. And we also acquired these 2.
All right. Well, I mean, the acquisition was for you and not for me. And Leo came back and said he interrogated you about all of that. So you don't know us.
Help.
You don't owe me anything for the scales. Brains though. I do have somebody who they haven't put out a contract for them lately. I have somebody who would be interested in those brain bits. If you're willing to part with them. Oh yes, no, they're an alchemist of some renown. I hesitate to name drop, if only to protect their business interests. But
perfectly understandable. I mean, I don't think we're looking to hold on to these brains ourselves either.
Not all of them.
About tables, didn't we get these specifically to make a ring of mind shielding?
Yes,
yeah,
but we don't need the small 8
ones.
more scales.
We got that gigantic brain one.
Time out. If it only takes 1 scale to make one of those rings, we have 8 more scales to make 8 more rings with. So we don't need any of the brains, really.
Yeah.
It was more kind of proving ourselves.
The scales would make better rings of mind shielding, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We don't need any of the rings.
Especially since the scales were willingly given, all of them willingly given. Even the ones that came from Andvari were still willingly given to us by Andvari's mate.
True.
Baba?
But we should probably hold on to all of the scales. The scales don't leave the party, But the brains, yeah, if somebody wants to buy the brains, we could sell the brains. We've got all the stuff we need for the rings of mind shielding.
Okay.
I agree.
So yeah, above table, we're all good with selling brains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brains, I don't lie. I need the brain cells on fire.
And as you'll bring around the pack, mostly melted now that y'all been traveling for most of the day, but it's still kind of there's a little bit of snow still left in the soggy cloth. As you bring around the lightly refrigerated brains.
Yeah, we couldn't fit those ones in the chest. Sorry.
I believe. What the fuck was holding the? If this is, I mean, this
It was
is
a really
extraordinarily
big
large.
Yeti. Yeah, it was huge.
Oh my god!
It's almost like what crawls out of the skull is larger than the skull. Like it can magically shrink itself or something.
Well, more. It occupied a dire Yeti. These things kind of mold to the brain of what they become.
Oh yeah, the Yeti that one was in was extraordinarily large.
Yeah, we actually talked to one of the Yetis. I think there's still another one up there.
Oh no, there's an entire tribe of Yeti up in the
No, another dire Yeti. Yeah, it was talking about there was two of them. We only keep one, too.
Well, Curious.
Yeah.
Well,
just occurred to me.
Fair enough, but well, hopefully, the clan can survive one extraordinary Yeti down. But for the smaller ones, and he actually kind of gets close and takes off his glove and kind of like poking at the smaller ones, just kind of like, no, they're still springy, not they haven't turned or anything, and kind of
keep them as cold the best we could.
Kind of flicks his hand around and this is away the little bit of brain grease, if you will, and puts his glove back on.
I should warn you, the big one might have glass shards in it.
Oh, right. That thank you for that.
Oh yeah, you did do that, didn't you?
I mean, the warning. Thank you for the warning, because people are going to go into it with hands and.
May contain bits of glass.
They might want to, and just to proffer more, just because it may seem confusing, I'll pull out an arrow and I'll say, yeah, I find this to be highly effective, but normally we don't have to scavenge what's inside of it, what it ends up inside.
Oh, that's a clever little. I mean, I've heard of using glass in a higher circumstance, breaking glass, and never thought of actually on purpose making an error.
It's fun. It's quite effective.
Interesting.
And I'll put it back up.
As far as that goes, if you don't mind leaving the chest.
Yeah, no, of course. It's part of the deal, yeah.
He shuts it, and that's right. I need, and he goes and he goes back into his office for a second and kind of rifles around, and you see him come out. In fairly short order, he has another chest kind of heavily under his arm, and a satchel tossed over his other shoulder, and he sets the chest down, flips it open, and and looks like he's about to go for the brains, but then first kind of whips the bag off his shoulder, and as advertised, his bag is just well, it's a little bigger on the inside. It's very much the same as one of these chests of preserving, just a slightly larger space on the inside. So, as offered, I can give you that, and also as offered, as I have both been given very trustworthy word that you all did not kill the Quaddle. You in fact killed those who killed the Quaddle, and dispatched
with
of these.
Leo's help.
Yes, he made no small part of making sure to talk his own self up, but I trusted him to get the job done one way or another, and he kind of like tilts his head a little to kind of. He knew what he sent Big Leo there for, one way or the other.
We know too.
Yeah.
And I trusted him to get the job done. But if you wish, you have my invitation to take rights as full-fledged members of the Slayer's Take, if you wish. It is there is a lot. It's a lot less structured responsibility, but it does put an amount of trust on you. Or your word will have a certain weight with certain people, and be expected to honor that if it's found out that you're exercising the name of the Take and your rank as members in a bad way. But we'll come for you.
Makes sense.
As long as you remain in good standing, anywhere that the Slayer's Take has contract, and you'll be able to find a rest in one of our sanctuaries. You'll be able to find work if you need it, and if you need it.
Above table, this plays into something that Akira has yet to really use as a faction agent with the feature of safe haven. So with that, like knowing that we just joined the Slayer's Take and all that, it kind of plays into that, where I would know of secret signs and passwords to identify other Slayer's Take operatives who can provide us with access to hidden safe houses.
Is that a background thing?
I'll say your background thing. That one's involved with the clasp.
Yeah,
that one's involved with the clasp.
Okay.
But
like
this expands that
true
for kind of everybody if you agree to it. And this is him giving you the opportunity, like, if you don't want the brand, if you don't want the responsibility, and it doesn't have to be yeah,
it's a brand. Yeah, I told you about that.
If you don't want to be magically inducted into the society, you don't have to. And any one of you can refuse, and others of you can agree, and it doesn't have to be all or nothing of the group. But he is again giving you that above table. He is giving you that opportunity to say yes or no, and whoever would like to may.
I mean, like, yeah, above table, it does sound like a pretty sweet deal. However, just like, honestly, the I don't see Slayer magically inducting himself into another faction. I feel like
is he monotheistic?
I mean, not exactly, but he is a zealot by nature. Like, he is fanatically dedicated to.
That's fair.
So,
that's fair.
You
would know that Ayun is definitely not contra word.
True. It's just
I'll say, and the Slayers take even more above table. It's it's essentially it advertises itself. Honestly, the only person who knows it's any sort of attachment to Yoon is Boy Knock.
Yeah.
It's basically just a mercenary organization for you.
Okay. As far as I know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, well, gainful employment and all that. Yeah.
Giving you an excuse to say yes if you want to.
Yeah, no, that's valid. If he doesn't know that it has other religious connotations or anything like that, then that wouldn't be a consideration. It would just be considering joining a mercenary guild, which, yeah, he could get behind. So.
Anybody else feel strongly one way or the other?
Akira is kind of for it, knowing that we do need to provide for ourselves while we're out, and that if this is going to help us survive and also accomplish things we set out to accomplish, then they're for it.
Luca is going to be kind of quiet. He would rather explain reasons to the party afterwards, but Luca would choose not to get the brand.
I mean, Eridan's going to go for it, but before going for it, just going to look at Caspian and be like, this won't affect anything with Mordrin, because apparently I own enough tools to worship him de facto, so this won't affect that.
That's a fact.
No, this isn't. I mean, there are rights to it, but it's. Here, come with me, and he'll invite anybody who is interested to come into the office. Or shuts it behind.
I'm walking in.
Akira's going because, like I said, they do feel the employment factor and the chance to also advance our own goals within it is.
And I mean, suddenly Eridan's talking about religion over here.
I mean, that was an off joke, like an offhanded joke. I wasn't
honestly. If anything, the thing that Eridan said about religion and the response that was given would probably be good for Dumoulin, because they made it clear that religion isn't really such a big part of it, or at least they kind of made it sound that way.
So he's inviting you in. He says, the thing is, being inducted would the other part of it, I like making sure people are somewhat informed in their decision making. The brand is a symbol, and as he says the brand, he actually he kind of drops his coat sleeve, or drops his arm out of his coat sleeve and pulls up his sleeve and kind of stretches a bit to show a good half of the brand on his shoulder. This brand is attached to more than just your skin. It is a promise of honesty, at least within your business. It is is a right with the knowing mistress to be true, to share what you yes, just to be true, and especially in your dealings with the take, be honest, give what you say you will give, to get what you are promised. So that kind of covenant between our order and you. Using the mistress as a kind of an intermediary, not really devotion to her, it's devotion to the organization through her power. It's a little sideways, I guess. That's how we enforce our contracts when they are made. Is that connection. I just want to make sure that know what you're signing up for, and true in your dealings, true in my dealings with you. That's okay with you. I have someone who can perform the rite for each of you.
So you're saying rights and this knowing mistress. What's all that then?
Yoon, the knowing mistress, is well, there aren't many places, there aren't many temples to Ayun anymore. During the fall of the fall of the Age of Arcanum, it was wounded mortally. The fight against Jeremy is double checking things so that he gives you accurate information. Thank you. In the fight against Tharizdun, she was wounded in a way that been in the 1,000 years since is not entirely recovered from. Is in a weakened state, and it's not that for lack of worship, but the wound left by the Chained Oblivion was something of a something of a horrific thing. So, other than just channeling her power, we use it more softly and gently, other than just pulling on her power. Hopefully in doing so, in pulling from her power, using it and giving it back to her, we are, in a way, helping restore her. Hopefully. It's our intent anyways.
Right, and
he looking at you again, knowing your affiliation. You wear it literally on your neck.
Yeah.
She was a part of the good fight. Once upon a time.
Right. So she stood with the Stormlord then.
Last I checked.
It's honorable, I guess.
Not like he visits her in the Endless Athenium or anything, but everybody.
What's it?
her realm, her domain. It's a giant library. So I hear.
Oh.
A
Well, yeah, I can imagine he wouldn't want to visit. It sounds rather dull.
One man's trash.
True. Alright, well, yeah, sure. I'll help then.
Kind of looking to the side, each of you.
Akira
I
steps
mean,
up.
I'm already part of 4 other organizations. What's the 5th one?
Was one more hot dog in the pot.
I mean, hopefully.
I'm technically only a part of 2 organizations, and they're both based on Ioun. So.
Oh. What are your other he like there's that moment of like, do I ask?
That's when I kind of just. I mean, I will just flash my like. I mean, I have my cloak over it, but I will like. I've shown him before. I believe I have. I made it look like I have a tattoo of Ioun, but I don't.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. That's right. You basically you gave your Cobalt Light affiliations.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
That's why I looked at him and I say, well, I mean, if we're being initiated here, then here, and
that's fair.
Trained under a Temple of Ioun.
Indeed. And you say
where
that
was the temple at? Because it's in my backstory, but I don't know names like you do.
It was in the far west, over in that was Comorda.
Comorda, yeah. So there, he's like, there was a Temple of Ioun in Comorda. I from a youth trained there for a few years.
Comorda. Is that why you asked about Mount Mentiri?
I have had some history with Mount Mentiri, and it's something very. It's a bit of a sore spot for me, but also kind of a point of justice for me.
Ha.
Fair enough.
Ha! No,
Fair enough.
not a justice pun, but hey, I'll take it.
Held it. So that. Well, you'll if we have an accord, I suppose. If we have an accord, then I suppose I can call on. And he kind of zones for a second, drawing a quick message glyph with his hand and pointing out. And kind of points out and then kind of whispers into his hand. And a short bit later, walking out, kind of this on the door, and like he doesn't even wait for the welcome in or anything, and as he kind of steps in, this stocky dwarf, just like as wide as he is tall, kind of walks in. Let me get it right. I'm afraid to get it wrong.
I will immediately take my staff and put it across Eredrin's chest and say, "Down, boy."
Wow. I forget some of that. And
you said stocky and hairy, like dwarf.
And he walks in, and he has he's walking with this axe inverted on his back, the heavy side down, keeping his center of gravity low. Yeah. And he just he looks up on this heavy plate on him, and he just, yeah, what do you want? And just so much, there's so much beard, and he has a bit of a eye scar, and he just kind of like, yeah, what do you want? And Caspian, we have some new initiates, and they have agreed to take the mark. He kind of rolls his eyes and just, all right, on me. Caspian kind of nods. Thank you, Torbir. And this little redhead dwarf just, all right, come on, let's go.
Follow.
I follow.
Yeah.
Whom of you know Dwarvish? Just as an aside.
I do.
I know a lot of languages, so I don't know if I do.
Kieran.
Oh, Jimothy never got around to teaching it to me.
That's fair.
I never did.
Fair.
No, I never learned it.
That's a move from Luca.
Then those of you who do know, at the bottom of his braids, the braids of his beard, you see the rings, not like finger rings, but like the thick band of like hair rings.
Finger potatoes.
On each of those rings holding the braids, there's a different, very offensive dwarvish word. Different words, but it's a whole litany of just bad words hanging off of his
above table. Do I know this? Like out of character. Do I know this dwarf?
Justice knows who.
Justice knows this. Okay, Justice knows this dwarf.
Akira's gonna start saying the words on the bands out loud, but in dwarvish, and kind of snickering after each one.
His ear kind of perks up. He's like, "Oh, you actually you know the good tongue." All right.
Both my sibling and I do.
Yeah, Akira will say back to them in dwarvish. For many years, I've known it. Interesting bands on your beard.
And as you speak, the dwarvish of the area. Oh, you're from around here.
Born and raised.
Oh, hella! Right on, man. All right. And you can tell, like, his demeanor, first is like, who are these scrubs? Like, I don't know these people. And then he's like, all right, like, okay, cool. And he's lightening up a little bit. And
in Dwarvish, I want to ask him, like, is there a story behind the bands? Or...
Oh no, it's just my way of asserting dominance over the things I hunt. It's just
okay.
It's just my own personal joke.
Is he responding in Dwarvish as well, or
he's not? He's actually responding out in common. It's my own personal joke. I think it's funny as fuck, but each their own.
Indeed. Just interesting choice of words.
And walking,
I think they're good for our language to have them.
Everybody should be smart enough to get. I think the true mastery of a language is being able to make puns and jokes in it, and And I think that's kind of the highest form of language. And what's less funnier than having fuck shit, just kind of pouring through your beard while you carve a hydra up, right? Like, I'm just saying, it's. Anyways.
If Akira's thoughts could be almost manifested, you'll see them manifesting their astral arms in their head with brass knuckles on each fist with those curse words.
Nice. And
that's what Akira is thinking at this moment.
And taking you all back deeper into this place, he takes you through this barracks, and y'all been told that there's a place to stay. It's not a there's not really privacy. It is very much a barracks, just beds on the left, beds on the right, and kind of a foot locker at the base. Put your own lock on if you have it, kind of thing. But going through this area, it's the middle of the day. They have some people going through and prestidigitating things clean and making sure that it's like that is not it's not offensive to the nerves. But on the far side of that room, there is a fairly ornate door. That is split down the middle, but has this Slayer's Take symbol etched into it, and it has kind of the full eye around the symbol, and as he walks up to it, and you see him kind of get close, and he puts a hand, one of his hands comes up, lays on it, and he tries to kind of obscure what he's doing to the door, though there's no keys as much as just hand motions and touching and things. And you see this purple set of glyphs appear down the center on either side on the door, and then just kind of and mist away, and the door comes loose enough that he just walks forward and parts these two heavy doors. And leading in, there is it's kind of a smallish chapel, only about four pews deep on either side. Leading up towards an altar that has this large open book already on the top of it, and you see the lack of the Slayer's Take symbol, but the now a triple eye of Ioun etched into the side of this altar. Facing all, and he goes and kind of walks around to the other side above the book, and all right, let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 well, we have Schrodinger's Brandor here right now. Chelsea can decide whether or not Brandor takes rights or not. But all right, let me start getting stuff ready, and he starts kind of pulling out all this stuff kind of from behind the altar. Silver and silver dust and oils and all this stuff smells very good. At least those of you who like the smell of either fresh or old books. Shut the door. I'll get this started.
All right.
And shut the door. He starts into the ritual, and kind of one by one starts asking y'all to come forward, and or not one by one, as a group asks you all to kind of come forward and put your hand on the book. as a group.
Okay.
Does this have to show up on the shoulder? I say that as my hand is going on the book.
I mean, I didn't pick it. It just kind of is. You want me to ask her to put it somewhere else?
Actually, yes.
You looking for a face tattoo?
No, a chest more so. I already have.
Just saying, they look pretty good if I say so myself.
I understand. My shoulder is already tattooed. I can't have anything on them.
All right, I'll see what I can do. And
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, sir.
I don't know. It's not my mark. My mark's already there. He kind of starts into the or keeps going into the ritual, and all right, and he starts into a little bit of a liturgy, calling on the power of Ioun and all of these things, and eventually gets to a point where he says, and these people, like he kind of hesitates, and you hear him kind of whisper, each of you say your real names. She'll know if you lie, so please, fuck this up. This is a really expensive thing to fuck up.
Doomerin.
As you say, Doomerin, the book, the page that was there kind of clears, and Doomerin in a script, like a common script, but as it kind of burns into the page, you can tell, like each of you, your native language is what eventually kind of displays as it burns onto the page. Akira's soul burns onto the page in common, and then shifts. You can kind of read it a little bit Gith. If you kind of squint your eyes a little bit, it shifts a little bit Draconic.
Eredrin.
Eredrin peers into the book.
I'm trying to figure out what I need to say. This is a confusing question for me.
Your true name, sir.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. Okay, so, okay. You knew what you were doing, Mr. RJH. You knew what you were doing. You and your silly mechanics and whatnot.
I knew what he was doing too.
Jeremy only gave you 4 ways out.
All right.
This is
there's just the 4 or maybe 5 of us.
Luca bowed out immediately.
Yeah, he gave us a few exits.
I know. I'm cool with it though. Hey,
That's right,
man, it's Slayer and the Monks, man. I'm just saying, just Slayer and the Monks and a fighter now, but
and a fighter paladin.
We didn't come
or
together
not.
on this album.
Schrodinger's Brandor.
Everything's all haywire.
True name and everything. So I mean, talking to Ioun, I know. I just kind of give a shifty eye to everybody in the room. I speak the name Larks.
And Larks appears on the page.
Ooh.
And they promise to be honest in their dealings with Slayer's Take, and with Ioun, and he kind of finishes out the liturgy, and while you have your hands on it, and he says something about taking the mark of the take on them, and he kind of, you can tell he like hesitates for a second on their chests, and each of you feel the brand. It doesn't it like, it's not terribly pleasant, but it's not like actively harmful. It's just it's like a really bad or like a really heavy spice, rather than in your mouth, on your tongue. It's on your chest. It spreads a bit. And if I remember right, Doomerin shirtless.
Yeah.
You
like at all times.
Yeah, basically. Especially the mountains. I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
Why not? And
I don't need armor, just a shield.
Those of you wearing clothes can feel what's happening, but you can see it on Doomerin's chest. The hash marks, and kind of like one by one, they just kind of, and they glow purple for a moment before they fade to black. And as they settle in and finish, the silver kind of the silver in the circle kind of burns away. Those are really heavy clicks, my guy.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, those are. I feel like you're typing on an actual typewriter.
That's all right. But it's a good keyboard. It's a really good keyboard.
It's super mechanical.
I fucking hate this keyboard.
That's fair.
It's not my original. It's not my original keyboard.
It sounds a little
temporary.
Different. That's fine.
Temporary.
No, I know.
I thought you were like an old school operator from the 50s, like plugging in different things and like typing stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. Just yeah, it's great.
Hands. No, so the brand manifests on all of your chests, kind of right or center above the on the clavicle, the top of it at the clavicle, kind of going down a bit, and all four or five of you, depending on Pandor's termination thereof, have this cool fucking brand on your chest.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Twice in one day.
Not a huge commitment for me,
on my
considering
chest.
my origins, but you know.
Indeed. But yeah. As it all completes, and the names kind of in the book, and then like the page just kind of flips, just drifts over, and the same text that was on the page before is already on the next page as it turns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it. Welcome to the Slayer's Take. Get the fuck out, like we're working in there. Like we got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. I hope.
Right, yeah, I was just gonna go talk to Caspian about the payment for the brains.
Okay. I mean, cool.
Yeah.
Did he not give you did he give you the bag yet?
What was it? Oh, well, I mean, there's a few brains. I mean, I guess.
I don't know. You take it up with him. And do your thing.
I'll go talk to him.
Look, and he, and then like, you could tell like he's just waiting there, like staring. The first one of you that gets to the door to kind of pull on it, it kind of like doesn't move because the ritual took a little while. And the release of the arcane lock had already reset, and he just kind of like lets you pull on it for a second.
Can I pull on it?
Yeah, you can pull
question.
it. Go ahead and make an athletics check for funsies.
Okay.
Can I also try to like echo port on the other side of it? Like, is there a crack in the door I can see through to get to the other side?
Wow.
There's hashtag nope.
Darn.
Yeah.
26.
You grab and start pulling on the door, and
It's like, it's weird, it's stuck.
and you start actively pulling, and for that moment that he's pulling, you do see a crack occur in the door. As he pulls, and it's lined up pretty well, and it has a little, it has features to kind of like keep it all closed up and everything. This is a sacred space after all. But yeah. Doomer like, oh, that's all, it's stuck, and he's like starts pulling. And you actively see the runes that had manifest and then disappeared before. Like all of a sudden, all of them are just like, and they you pull, and it's like it's starting to separate. It doesn't quite. You are fighting against it in a way that you can tell it is not accustomed to.
Right. Yeah. Is there something special you gotta do with this door? It's really stuck.
You can tell Torbeer actually like watches you pulling on it. Like there's that moment of like that never gets
Shut the door, bud.
He just, what the fuck? Just kind of like wide-eyed, unblinking, like walks forward and is like eventually like he's not super tall for a dwarf. He's like 4.5 feet to your almost literally double that. He just kind of walks up, is like looking up at you like wide eyes, like that was a hell of a thing. He like
Thanks.
with it just kind of like
sure,
not even like looking. He puts his hand up and draws a little bit around, like he's like all of a sudden uncareful about it. He just kind of like draws around the thumb and then around the other side of the pinky, and then the runes flash and disengage, and the door opens the rest of the ways. Well, have a good day, Doomerin.
Yeah, you too, Torbeer.
Akira's gonna just, like, gently leave.
Pat his shoulders, leave.
Well done, all of you. Good times. Out on the hunts, I guess.
Echo out. Even though I couldn't echo port, I still want my echo out. Just I want it out.
Yeah, your echo. You were able to like have your echo manifest in that moment. So like as it opens, he goes to start to. He starts to turn to look, to be like by Eredrin. He like wait, how'd you get out there? And he like looks back and sees you there. You.
I'm walking. I'm not answering. I'm just walking.
You keep walking. He's like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, you can tell he's just stunned as y'all cool guys don't look at explosions walk away.
Nope.
Yeah, like I said, Akira like looks back at him, just waves like, "Have a good day."
And in Dwarvish this time, you too.
And then they catch up to Luca and continue out.
Luca, depending on what they're wearing, either you see like that full Slayer's Take brand on, or some portion of it poking up out of shirts or cloaks, or not at all, depending on how well
long
they're
did
keeping
that ritual take?
A better part of an hour. What would you be doing during that time?
Well, the Slayers takes the initial walk-in. What is the area like? Like when we walk into the main part of the building, what is the design of the building? Is it like the entry space or?
Here at this one, the entryway You can tell this wasn't built for them. This was already here, and they're occupying the space. So there's it's this kind of like open Greco kind of like hard edged, not archway but doorway. This entryway has sets of pairs of pillars on either side of this kind of courtyard, for lack of a better term, antechamber area. The office that y'all got brought into over on the left side, and then on the right side there is actually a double-doored kind of tavern door looking or there. It has also etched in it, much less gracefully, the Slayer's Take symbol across it.
Is that bar area a place that you're welcome in if you don't have the brand?
You don't know unless you try.
You know, honestly, I
You
think
can walk down that way.
I think Luca would sit outside the building. I think he'd wait outside the building. Just find a
Adkis is out there.
place. Maybe sit on the back of the wagon with Adkis and just sit and play his Saturn and sing a few songs. There are people around that can hear him or listen if they want. He's not like putting out anything for money. He's just playing.
Akira would be the first one out. So they definitely were like, once they said goodbye, they were definitely wanting to go back out to where Luca was.
I'll throw this just for fun.
While you're out there,
Good thing it's just for fun.
Indeed. I mean, it's more than adequate, shall we say? People forget 14's not bad. 13's not bad. It's just not incredible. It's not incredible. It's you're doing practice. Doing practice
knowing what Luca's bonus is to performance.
Luca literally can't do bad. It's various forms of good.
His minimum is an 11, so I mean he can't do bad.
Exactly. His worst day, he's better than a lot of people. While you're out there strumming, because Agus kind of leans in, or is kind of watching and sitting there, singing a bit with his own stuff, and still kind of entertained by the needle of mending that he has, flipping it out and flipping it small. And did you where's everybody else? What are they off doing?
They have business with the Slayer's Take. I believe they're officially joining.
What are you doing out here?
I opted not to join.
Fuck not. I mean, I had half a mind to try to insist with helping y'all, talking all about it, and that's really help very much with any of it. So I guess it kind of isn't really my place. But
I've got a question for you, I guess. You found yourself in some precarious situations over the years, yes?
Oh yeah, a bunch.
Would it ever have been beneficial for you to be branded?
Laura.
It depends. Depends on the brand. It's the thing about brand. It can either mark you for bad or it can mark you for good.
Well, in my opinion, all permanent brands are to be avoided. Because they mark you, one way or the other, identifiable.
It all depends on how proud you are of it.
I have enough identifying features.
And you say that, and he immediately just starts chuckling. Like, I mean, yeah, you're kind of a little shiny.
And plenty enough magic to see them all disappear if I need them to.
Enough, I guess.
But a brand, that's tough.
Enough, I guess.
At least that's my reason. Besides, if they've got the brand and they've got the access, they can drag me in with them. They can drag you in with them.
You can drag me in with them?
They could. And besides,
Big cool.
I've seen you fight on occasion. I don't think that it's something that you're incapable of if you really wanted to try to join the Slayer's Take.
Maybe. I don't know. Really had that ambition before. We'll see.
That's up to you. I opted not to. I've got enough going on. And I can still participate in whatever they do with the Slayer's Take, so long as they wish me to.
Enough. Honorable folk, those. Most of them, anyway. Yeah.
Most of them. They seem all right to me.
And as you keep playing and everything, eventually Akira comes running out very excitedly.
Turns, raises an eyebrow towards Akira.
Yeah, Akira's just like, this has been a good day, kinda, just weird, but here we are.
Luca would smile. Like, seeing Akira, Luca would smile.
Don't stop playing on my account.
Oh, it's all right. I'm playing rubbish anyway.
Oh, nonsense.
Oh, I thought it sounded nice.
That's definitely not my best.
Well, potato.
I'll play something better for you later.
Okay. Yeah, Akira's just gonna hop on the cart and sit next to Luca and wait for everyone else to come out.
Slayer, you had an order of business you were gonna on the way out.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm chewing.
My apologies.
It's okay. So, I mean, like, so, like, above table, I now realize that, like, yeah, that was the payment, but, like, I don't know. Like, the satchel and the joining the Slayer's Take was, like, the payment, but, Slayer was still, like, expecting to get paid for, like, the extra brains.
Well, he did say that he knew somebody who might pay for them, so...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I guess I'll go to Caspian about that and be like, right, so I know, like, you paid us, and I'll, like, use air quotes, by, like, switching out the satchel for the chest and the straw and all, but, like, we did bring you, like, a few brains, and you did mention that somebody could actually make use of them and pay for them. I was wondering if we could maybe get some coin for those extra brains.
He kind of looking up and kind of
like,
smiling.
we filled the chest with brains and then brought you extra brains.
He has a quill in his hand, like he was in the middle of writing as you kind of walk into the office.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like flips it up, kind of backwards in his hand. It looks down at his little book. And looks up. Well, he kind of flips it back around and starts writing again. And price for a big one? He actually out loud says question mark. And you see the writing disappear for a moment. Then writing starts appearing after it, just starting to write onto the page. He still looking up at you, kind of glances down. Big one. You. Ooh. Well, I take a little off the top for being the intermediary.
I mean, naturally, yeah.
He turns and goes to one of the side wardrobes, opens it up, and you can hear him shuffling around, pulling what you can hear to be coinage, and pulls a little leather pouch out and starts kind of measuring out grips, and it's several drops of several coins, and he as he just kind of pulls the drawstrings, kind of just does a quick one tie tight on it. He's like, got a $5 for you. He throws it, and it is 500 of the gold pieces.
Sorry. Wrong tube.
Not supposed to do that. That one's for breathing.
Right.
Which really goes to how poorly humans evolved. Like,
Right.
hey, let's put our eating tube and our breathing tube just right next to each other.
Well, technically, there's a little flap there that's supposed to stop
Well, yeah.
that. But,
I know,
They're
but-
actually, it's so much
Anyway.
worse. They're actually the same tube.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they diverge.
How-
That's what I was trying
How
to get at.
dare!
But anyway, guys. Yeah. So he catches it. And he's like, does he say it's 500, or he just says it's a 500?
He said
It's totally fine. It's just
he says that's a $5, and you catch it, and it's not in platinum, it's in gold.
raw. Yeah.
You can feel the heft of it.
Yeah, it feels heavy. I'm trying to remember, like 50 coins to a pound, so it's like what?
It's about 10 pounds.
About 10 pounds, yeah. Yeah, it's about 10 pounds. So like, it feels pretty good. Well, a pleasure doing business, and we look forward to future contracts. And, yeah,
Now that I know y'all can deliver. No. God, I wish I had had the thought to put that on my chest. That looks cool as fuck.
Well, yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Good. Maybe I'll talk to Torpir. Maybe we can move it. I mean, I can just, and you see him do a little disguise self spell, and like his clothes down to his waist kind of disappear, and he like shows. You can tell he's probably disguising himself a little too good of musculature. He does not look like he has that normally, but like that brand kind of like yours is. I mean, I think it looks rather fetching.
It's a solid look on you, mate.
Indeed, and he does that flex, and you can tell like his hands aren't disguised, and they're smaller than the arms look like they are.
Yeah. And I give him a nod, and I'll be like, well, we're probably gonna go make use of this and relax, because it was quite a harrowing journey. But when we're back up to it, we'll come see about another contract, possibly. We'll see what else our ventures entail. Thank you.
And he'll actually give that little half salute again, and just be like, with strength.
Storm bless you. Walk out. And then I go meet up with the rest of the party.
I know what Luca would have done in that little bit of time.
Y'all hear him coming. 500 gold is 500 gold in a sack, man.
Yeah.
I know what Luca would have done with a little bit of that extra time. Since Akira is right there, I think Luca would play Akira a Dragonborn folk song, because Akira does not know any of the Dragonborn folk songs.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Just one of those little songs that you would hear growing up that is related to your heritage, but Akira never got to hear them.
Especially down the Menagerie Coast, those tunes are a little more jaunty. And it is it's a good time.
There.
Akira swoons. It's Akira swoons.
That's better.
Akira swoons.
Yay.
There's some anime heart eyes come up.
Nailed it. And calling on the song of your people. It's a very like upbeat sea shanty kind of tune coming from Nicodranus. You basically get played in as you walk out, Slayer. You have this very jaunty entrance music. We're calling on the power of the rock.
Right. So I walk out with the bag of coins. I'm like, I knew he forgot to pay us. He's a good man, that Caspian. And then we'll be like,
sorry,
I'm not so good with it. Huh?
Eredrin, you sent to me quietly. I was kind of waiting for you to say what you wanted to do too. I apologize. I didn't include you.
I didn't want to just jump into that. Just I felt like Slayer was going to handle the payment, so I was just going to walk out and just sit on the cart, like
Okay.
Nothing special.
Just making sure.
Okay. I'll just come out with the coin and be like, hey, see, I knew you forgot to pay us. It's a good man, that Caspian. And I'll walk over to Luca's busy playing, Kira's busy spooning. I'll walk over to Eredrin and be like, I'm not so good with the numbers and the counting. Could you split this for us? He said it was a $5. I'm not sure. I think that means there's like a lot. Pretty sure.
Of course, I can do that for you.
Yeah.
And so are we splitting it? Are we including Blackbird in the split? And are we including Adkis in the split? Are like my two above tables?
I think Adkis always gets something now. He takes us to all of these things.
Yeah. So we're
maybe
not
split. Maybe count Blackbird and Adkis as like one.
There you go.
And split that between them.
Okay.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
So I get to go do math now.
Because they're still part of the group, they still get some of the payment, but like
so 5 1, 2, 3
divided by 7.
By 7, yeah.
So it's 71 gold for each of us. And then 7 equals X.
71 gold, 4 silver, 2 copper, and technically there's like 0.8 copper left.
Yeah,
Out it up. Somebody gets an extra copper.
Give it to Adkis.
Give it to Adkis.
Akira would like to buy some hair dye.
How much copper did you say again?
8. Well, sorry, not 8. 2 copper.
And the silver was 3 or
4 silver.
4 silver. Okay. Thank you.
Or gets his cut as well. 1, 4, 2.
And then so
I need to go on
split
a
71 between Blackbird and Adkis.
I am in the middle
Maybe
of that
favor Adkis.
rounding exactly that direction. That would make it 36 for Atticus. There we go. 36-1-1. Well, 36-0-11 is what that's going to end up being.
So, what we will do now?
Where to, bosses?
Akira wants to stop, and this is not adventure related at all. Just stop and buy some hair dye. That's all that's on their immediate palette.
That's easy enough. What color are you looking for?
Tourmaline.
I hate to sound like a real rock nerd, but tourmaline has a lot of colors.
Like a pinkish.
Okay, pink. Okay. Tourmaline comes in damn near every color of the rainbow, and it's amazing. I fell in love with tourmaline when I found out about watermelon tourmaline, where it goes pink to green. I was sold after that. Okay. Tourmaline.
I just
color.
know I need to go to Fisher's. I can break off and go to Fisher's, but
we need to drop off the components to make the rings of mind shielding to Fisher.
We've already given those. I need to go.
That already happened. Well, all that Akira sold to him, or more accurately,
Eredrin.
gave to him, or Eredrin. Yeah, all that Eredrin gave to him that he insisted on buying. But
Okay.
with that,
Did we all get a cut of that money, or
Eredrin,
Wait,
did they all get a cut of that? They all get a cut of that money. It was $100 per.
So it was 900 gold. I forgot to divvy that out.
Oh
Let's divvy that out.
it was 800 because one of them was being put towards the ear.
that's?
Oh yeah, it was 800. So 800 divided by 7. Let's divvy that out real quick because I forgot to even put that in my character sheet. That's on me.
Nailed it. It's fine. that's what I looked and I was like, Brandor has 5 gold. Why the fuck? Like, I mean, Brandor's been gone for a while, but that seems a little light, bud.
I mean, I had 10 platinum for the 71 gold, but that was it.
Exactly.
114 gold, 2 silver, 8 copper, and an extra half copper laying around.
Yeah.
Okay, slower for the 8 intelligence boy.
Not
Sorry.
only they're going to buy hair dye, they're going to buy the best hair dye.
So
I'm determining that too. So 114, 8, and what?
114, 2, and 8.
Oh, 2 and 8. Okay.
Yeah.
2 silver, 8 copper.
Okay. All right. I'm richer now. Cool. I too need to go to Fisher's.
I'm glad that came up because that's like Ro didn't even have it on his sheet.
I didn't even have it there.
Oh man,
I'm sitting there like I was like, I need to go shopping, and then I looked, and then I was like, then he said that, and I was like, I really need to go shopping now, but I need to go to Fisher's actually. So
Yeah, I need to give Fisher more gold for the mithril for the thing.
And then make sure you get Blackbird. 50.
I need to. That's another thing I have to craft. I have to craft my mithril weapon because now I have quite a few levels in Rogue. I need to do that.
See,
I'll do
like
that
here's the fun part about that though, is right now y'all don't have anyone breathing down your necks currently. You'll finish the making of the earring, the getting of the supplies, does become a question of, oh, like, what are you gonna do now? What do you wanna do?
I low-key just want to spend the whole weekend crafting. Just like get everything done. But,
Crafting sim.
I mean, yeah, we can work out some of the craftiness of it all.
What was the bag that I got from the Slayer's Take? What was that called?
It's a bag of holding that
Okay,
you can customize the name of to be a bag of holding.
Okay.
And the note for it you just copy paste what the chest preserving do.
Okay.
If it
just it has the space in the bag of holding.
Yeah. If it is organic material, it's not gonna age. So I was about to say rust, and that was not the word.
That is not the word at all. No, it's okay. Okay. Is the chest of preserving an actual thing?
Chest of preserving is a real actual
it is.
item.
Okay, cool.
And you can just copy text and put it in the notes.
Yep. Totally doing that now.
Yes. Well, you have a bag of colding.
It's excellent. I because I can't carry enough things on my own. I need more space to carry. An extra 500 pounds of things.
Space, yes, because like you legitimately only have so much space you have on your body.
Yeah.
Whether or not your carrying capacity is fuck all, but
I mean, he could always do like stacking, like have like one of the boat bags that like stick up to like here, and then like go like way back. Just.
Throw back to Mez Argoria.
I mean, I'm currently my current weight is that I'm carrying is where is it at? Oh, it's right there. 183 pounds.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
How am I
you can only hold literally 1,000 more. It's fine.
No, carrying capacity I have 540. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm being silly. At least for 20, 10 to 20 minutes a day, you can.
Yeah.
Just carry the cart through difficult terrain. But yeah.
Akira is headed to go get the hair dye. Mm-hmm. It's not a terribly difficult thing to find. There are the right berries and things to find and to make and to have. All that, so it's pretty easy to get. Is Akira going to be devoting their afternoon and the rest of to terminating out their hair?
Well, they're only doing their bangs, so it's only going to be. Like,
well, it's going to be real fast. Yeah.
They're only doing their bangs.
Weird thing to say, doing it yourself or having somebody else do it?
Akira's going to do it themselves.
Okay. In which case, that'll only be a gold.
Plink, plink.
Well, I was going to say, a gold, I figure you're going for good, for stuff that is going to stay, rather than like wash out in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Akira pays the gold happily, no problem.
Man, so many things are actually moving into the bag of colding now that I think about it. Like the Jimothy brand in the bag of colding.
Oh, all of a sudden it's gonna be chilled.
Yeah.
Turning it into we're gonna see how that ferments, right? Whole different vintage.
Well, I mean, sorry, no, the already brewed, like, because you don't want necessarily cold temperatures with the fermenting process. That will stuff.
Jeremy's making jokes because I know Dick about it, and I know you actually know about fermenting.
A little bit, not like a lot, but like a little bit.
A bardly amount, if you will.
Yeah.
But Akira,
He could pop into a project anytime.
Akira, going.
I got Justice with that.
Making the pink paste and kind of getting up in their bangs with it. Erdrin, you're going back to the forge. Brandor will most certainly accompany you.
So alive, Slayer.
And going in, you actually get there, and Fisher is in the midst of a break. The forge is lit but closed, and he's just kind of sitting on a chair, taking his ease. And you walk in, and he starts to stand up, kind of out of obligation to a customer walking in, and then kind of sees y'all, and he's like halfway onto his feet, and he just kind of slumps back down. He's like, "Oh, it's just you." Buddy.
Hey, bud.
If the day again, did you?
Not for a lack of trying. I nearly got killed by a mind flayer.
You what?
Pull out the mind flayer arm and wave it at him.
Oh shit! That's
Fine.
and you just
Put it back in
out
the
of,
yeah.
I'm assuming you pull out of the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Like when he
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's that little bit of like flopping back and forth. It's starting to rigor a little, and so it's just kind of right.
I noticed that, so I just kind of make its hand flop, and then I put it back in the...
Right then,
Yeah, is horrifying.
He just kind of stares. Like he doesn't have anything just smart to say in this moment.
Anywho, I'm going to be working on that thing that I showed you the design for. I'm gonna spend the evening on that.
All right. Right. All right. The forge is available. Just you can do your thing. And Brandor kind of nods. I got Blackbird's take of our stuff. I'm gonna they go back to the back room and
Nice.
and then he looks for Slayer. So, what are you doing? You can tell you may have accidentally intimidated this man by not only waving just an arm, but like a mind flayer arm. Right?
That looks torn as well. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
a mind flayer.
huh?
You Chewbacca to mind flayer.
Yeah, Chewbacca the mind flayer. I didn't get to beat him with it, but anyway.
Yes. Yeah. You still dislimbed a mind flayer.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll just be like, oh, right, yeah. So I was wondering, like, how much more gold you might need to get the mithril for that other thing that we talked about. And I like finger gun snap at him.
Right. It's less about maybe. I mean, it's less about the gold and more about the supply and how there are mines about here, but the mithril mines here have been, or all the mines down, or the whole network really has been mined for generations, many dwarven generations.
Yeah.
So it's as far as like what's readily available is a certain wibbliness to it, but I mean, I could reach out to folk I know elsewise. Maybe get it sent here, or you all can go and pick it up. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, whatever needs doing. I mean, I'd be obviously willing to help you with the crafting of a weapon for myself.
The Empire itself, for the most part, most of the mithril that runs gets processed actually in Hupperduke, the Omni Smelter complex. A lot of the like bar, not even just bar mithril, but adamantine, when it's melted down into bars rather than in the ore form, made sure that it's purified and all that. The Omni Smelter complex itself is kind of the trusted place for finding pure, unadulterated, or more accurately, pure, heavily processed metal ingots and things. And I mean, if you went out there and got it, it'd be a lot faster of a process for me, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Well, I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't need to do the traveling. I've done my traveling for this year for sure.
Right. Above table, I believe I did actually already give him like 80 gold.
Did.
Okay.
Which he would be willing to give back. But like he is not yet rolled well enough to find this material.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I could do that. I mean, it would probably be helpful if that money I gave you for purchasing it, if you
sure, not even a problem, mate.
Because I mean that would be helpful with going to go get more. I could purchase more with that, because obviously I asked you how much more you needed because I've come upon more gold. So the more gold plus the gold I gave you is better and for the purchaser.
As you run through that whole litany, he ends up just pulling out 8 platinum.
It's easier.
Oh,
for sure. How much mithril do you think you would need for that project? Because if you remember, you sold me some mithril.
Oh, I mean, mithril by weight is basically there's twice as much of it per pound as steel, so it goes further in that kind of process. So remind your dungeon master what weapon you were wanting him to make, Slayer.
I was wanting to. Okay, so above table, I'm basically trying to get a mithril greatsword that I could still technically use with my great weapon master, but I could also wield one-handed. Yeah, that I could still wield one-handed though without like a disadvantage. Essentially,
so greatsword was what we were going for. So great. So it'd be about 3 whole pounds of mithril.
Could you possibly maybe stretch 2 if you did like a wooden handle and a wooden spread plate?
It's
crossbar.
Personally, for mine, I'd prefer solid metal, full tang sort of deal.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more effective and less prone to any sort of fuckery. if it were the full amount. And then he saw, right, I sold you 2 pounds of it, didn't I?
You did. You did.
Oh.
And I haven't been able to get around to that project quite yet, but I do have a design for it set out, so I just have to get to forging it. But I was going to say, if you wanted to start on Slayer's piece, I could sell that, or not really sell it back to you, but just give it back to you, and then go get the mithril from Hupperduke for myself.
Right. I mean, so and you say the stretching it, and like you could tell he kind of like dismissed it a little bit out of hand, and then just. I mean, we're looking for.
So far.
We're still looking for a bit of that heft, right? To be able to like, if you really needed to give it the.
So then, jumping in like in my like crafting mode. So then, could we not have a steel spine, and then the blade be of mithril, and that allow you to use the 2 pounds and still have the heft needed? But it could still be light enough.
Give it the core, and like, and y'all are talking it out. Right. So if I and you could
start
tell
sketching a design as well. Like,
oh, you start sketching it. He's actually like kind of this little prestidigitative hologram kind of floating above his hand, and he just starts kind of waving his hand above, and kind of showing kind of that core, and then if I could dip the whole thing and make sure that it's fully, and then all right.
Or you could forge weld it together.
It's a bit tricky mixing metals in that way, polluting.
Isn't that the whole reason you hired me?
It is fair. Oh, I think I can get to it. Yeah, I thought you were already you already had that mithril earmarked. It totally skipped my mind. Your dungeon master remembers. Just putting that out there.
No,
it totally slipped my mind that you would have still had that on you. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I've been meaning to get around to that. It just hasn't. I haven't had an opportunity really yet. Other projects have come up,
All right, well, I can get started. I mean, are you Master Slayer? You have not to put too fine a point on it. You got a strong arm.
Yeah.
I could enlist you a little bit. If you have anything else to do with your big strong arms right now?
No, not particularly. I did have one additional request though. I was hoping you could incorporate these runes, and he'll sort of draw the. He'll actually do. It's like it'll be like a. I don't know if Celestial actually has like any kind of like runes, so it'd be like a mix of like.
It does.
It does? Okay. So then, like, it'd be like a mix still of like Celestial and Giant. It'd be like Giant style of carving, but they'd be Celestial runes, I guess. And they'd say at the like from the base of the great sword to the top, it would say the first one would be honor, and then oaths, and then glory, and then unity. Just like along the center of the blade there.
And there's a bit of kind of extra curvature to Celestial, very, very angular, beautiful kind of script, and kind of watches as you draw it all out. I mean, I've had weirder requests in languages I know, so I guess I can kind of, I think I can get into it. So,
I'm gonna I'm gonna grab my tool bag and pull out the chunk of mithril and just hand it to him and be like, well, now I have to go to Hupperduke for mithril.
I'll say if he gave them to you, they're in ingots, but like they're big ingots because they're full pounds.
And it's mithril, which is kind of light, but
it's light and big.
It just takes more of it to get to a pound.
Yeah. Yes. And then then I'll Slayer will put a hand on Eridan's shoulder and be like, well, then I shall go with you. Because I greatly appreciate this.
Of course. And if you would permit me, I would love to, at least in some part, be able to help a bit with the design of your new sword. It would be a great honor.
I would be happy for it. I've seen your crafts.
I mean, you could start getting to that. I'll start getting to this.
What do you need me for?
How do you? Well, I mean, if you're, wait, are you headed out now, or are you gonna be? You're staying in town for a while?
I assume we're staying in town until we have to go to Hupperduke for the time. At least that was my assumption.
Oh, right. I thought you were shifting gears from what you were planning on working on, and he kind of like gives you a little wink.
Oh no, I still plan on working on that today. More, what I was saying is if I could, like, I've learned several designs for things, as you know. I was wondering if when it was being made, it could be, if I could help with the actual shape of it, like help explain like the curvature, the design, the edge, that portion of it. Did that make sense?
Sure. Get it out. Right to me.
Sense to me, and I said it. So good job for you for standing there.
Sounds right to me. He kind of nods, and you start getting to it, and you have the design, your design philosophy heavily impacted by your youth, giving those kind of githly curves to the blade a bit, and there's a little bit of that goes on, and kind of running it by Slayer of, all right, we'll put the runes this way, and kind of work it down that way. For Luca, and now, okay,
sorry,
coming back. Okay, Sean's coming back. I was gonna say, so Akira, I mean, it doesn't take that long to apply your hair stuff. Also, Luca, what are you doing? Your time.
Luca would be taking a moment to cast a sending.
Boy.
Yes.
Interesting.
For whom doth the bell toll?
It's going to be to Kaylee Shorthold.
Ooh.
For what does the bell toll?
The last time we spoke, Kaylee was going to Hupperduke to check on the situation there. The class has been attacked once again since then. In fact, the night after she left. I still haven't heard any updates from her yet. She should be there by now, so I figured now would probably be a good time to send her a message. Let her know that another attack on the clasp happened. I think were they reduced to within 1/10 of their original numbers?
decimated, if you will.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I'm not sure if it's an accurate word.
It was a solid like half. Like basically between actual casualties and just like we didn't see them fall, but they also didn't rally with us out to the safe house. Presumed missing or truly known to be dead, about half.
Okay. So clasp attacked. 50% losses. Currently in Grimgoulir, what's our status in Hupperduke?
Oh.
Just a minute.
That's rough. I I found a man out here who's been asking around for someone of your description. Pretty intently. You and Knock. Not by name. Or sorry, Lone Star Bar premise.
Mm-hmm.
Changing our location soon.
Okay. Then in that case, I'll leave it be at that because I think that that's enough information. Because she knew that they were going to be asking around about us. All we did though was play one song. Like I played one song and Knock got me out of that trouble, and that was that was enough for us to know that that whole situation was compromised. So it's good to know that they're asking around about our descriptions in Hupperduke. So if the party is going back to Hupperduke, Luca may have to lay low. Knock is a lot more intangible.
I would say liquid in that way.
Yeah, his appearance is very fluid, so we should be okay there. In the meantime, after
she'll actually, but before it moves away from that, she'll send back to you, and kind of like it sounds like her tone's shifted a bit, and it's guys talking about having been beat up and asked about all sorts of things. He's seems to know the nature of Knock. Somebody roughed him over hard. You know anything about that?
That's a good question. Out of character, do I know anything about that? We didn't leave anybody alive that was roughed up too hard that we know about.
Make an insight check as part before responding.
15.
Pondering it over, There's only one, maybe not person, but other set of people that you know of that knew of Nox's nature. And would probably be willing to rough up a cop. And you actually saw Nock running through the streets. You saw Nock running through the streets after he had escaped the other ones, kind of down to his boxers.
Yeah.
But he looked a lot like Duluth Emberwind. Officer Duluth Emberwind.
But the thing about that is that Duluth Emberwind is, well, I guess Luca doesn't know that full story.
Yeah, well, Luca got told that. Well, like when Nock came back, he was like, yeah, I threw him off our scent, and I gave him names, and I gave him all this.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't know the
Nock.
background of. He doesn't know the background of why. Like, I
but you saw
that
Nock
was related to the same people that we just fought. So my brain not knowing.
And she didn't make it sound like it was just recently. Like he's been asking around for a bit about. Anyways,
yeah. Tim, my brain did the same thing. Though I went right to the guy. I went right to Ramdena's family.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Somebody's been roughing up the officer who knows about Nock's nature.
Yeah, somebody who
right?
knew Nock's nature roughed up Duluth Emberwind. Now Duluth Emberwind is asking around about have you noticed anything suspicious about blah blah blah, is poking his head around.
Gotcha.
Not only asking asking questions kind of leading towards the grin, but very specifically like trying to see like, have you seen this man? What about this man? Are they the same man?
This man.
Yeah, because Duluth Emberwind didn't have previous. He didn't have previous history with Nock. He just was. It was just the name of the royal guard who noticed the Ballad of the Grinning Fool. So,
indeed, but Nock turned into him.
Oh shit!
Nock turned into him when he was escaping.
Sure did.
Right, but the thing about it is that I don't think Duluth Emberwind would have any way of knowing that it was Alec or Nock that did that. It's just somebody impersonated him.
Precisely.
To our knowledge.
Yeah, precisely. Then somebody went and interrogated him.
Oh, well then that's simple. If I can respond back. It would be very easy. Just Duluth Emberwind, the guard who recognized the Ballad of the Grinning Fool. I believe that Nock impersonated him at one point in order to throw them off our trail. Don't know how he'd know though. Like out of character, I'm not sure how he put the strings together on Nock. He just knows
somebody roughed him up. Somebody else who also knows the true nature of Nock roughed him up.
Yes, which is interesting.
There's only one other group of people that we know.
I'll say with your insight, this is your DM telling you above table, the Forsyth group. The Forsyth group perhaps tracked a little bit of things through was following leads, and one of those leads hit Duluth Emberwind perhaps right in the teeth.
Okay,
now
so
now
that
he has an idea. He has an idea of
that changes how Luca would respond.
okay.
Because the way Luca would respond in that case is loose end tied. Loose end tied. They're dealt with.
No. Above
Wait, I
table,
thought
we
they
know
were.
that there no, because
The
there's
The grandfather.
there's the grandfather. There's more family. He was not the de facto leader.
I thought the buck stopped at. I thought the buck stopped at the one that we killed.
That is the leader's son that we killed.
Yeah,
We killed
the leaders. But the way that it had been described in character conversations was that it was the leader's son who had a problem with Nock, not necessarily it going above him. But if it goes above him, then that's totally different.
Because we just killed his son.
we just killed his son.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
But his leads would suspect Nock, probably.
They seem to be intermingling with some other forces that may or may not be able to just tell them.
Unless the Slayer's take sells us out on that contract or something, which I don't think they would.
But they can assume.
He's going to figure out sooner or later when the son doesn't report back after a certain amount of time. Like sooner or later, he's going to figure out something's what.
It'd be helpful if Beardy was here, but I understand him wanting to spend time with
It's okay. It at least tells me.
How dare Beardy be a father and do father things? Who does that?
Exactly.
It at least tells me that Hupperduke is not a safe place for
no.
at least the two of us.
Yeah, it's really not.
And Toulouse Thumberwind saw all of you guys at a table with us. So.
Oh no! The two of you had gone out for breakfast.
Yeah.
That was just Alec and just.
It was Forsyth who saw you sitting with us, and then saw Nock or whoever Nock was impersonating walk away.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Because I thought we'd run into Toulouse Thumberwind again, but I guess not. No, that was when he impersonated Toulouse Thumberwind.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That was when he impersonated Toulouse Thumberwind. Gotcha.
Yep. So
awesome, guys. Awesome.
Yeah.
So the situation is more complicated, and I'm super upset that Beardy's not here for that reveal.
And that could have happened days ago. That still could have been them picking up our trail, but. We don't know that it's all the way handled. Like Nock did imply that it may not be finished because we just killed the leader.
And Ramdena was pretty explicit that she can only not say anything about it for a certain amount of time before she's going back to Hupperduke. She and Spork are headed back to Hupperduke, and Spork is gonna take her home, and she's basically I'm gonna have to tell my mom, and however long it takes for that to get back to Grandpa is
the mom doesn't have to like the father-in-law. I'm just saying.
She doesn't. That actually said was that her mom kind of hates the whole rest of the Forsyth family.
Okay, so then
it's going to get back one way or another.
The message back is going to be to make sure that Kylie knows the names of the people that are fucking with us. So I'm going to tell her Forsyth family, standing issue with Nock.
Sons of Boxel.
Sons of Boxel. Sons of Boxel involved. They tried to kill us on the road. They failed.
And they killed a quaddle.
I don't think I need to tell her that, though.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if you need a reason to hate them, that's the equivalent of killing a puppy. That's why we hated the villains in John Wick.
Well, I'm letting Kylie know that they're willing to send people on long caravans, from city to city, just to try to kill Nock. But she can learn more about that in that situation and perhaps inform us better. She's really good.
You say that, and I go rolling.
Rolling.
Stop it. Deagle, stop it now.
Yeah.
So she hesitates before shooting back. Shooting back another sending. All right. So that is a dash then. Are you all wanting to confront that head on? Should I send people to keep eyes on Forsyth folk? What's the play here, kid?
Keep eyes on them. We're trying to avoid confrontation if possible. But they seem determined. I'd like to understand the situation better. I don't have all the answers.
And she seems to leave it at that.
Yeah, because I don't know all of the reasons why.
You paid one sending, she paid like 2 or 3. You know how precious spells are.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, I'm letting her know that I don't know what this is all actually about. I don't. And if we can find out what it's about, that's information. That's potentially a weapon that we could have up our sleeve, knowing why it's all happening. So if she can investigate a little bit or have people keep ears out, that'll help us. I know we're planning to stay put for a little bit, so we're just avoiding that confrontation right now. But by the time we have to go back to Hupperduke, I intend to get a hold of her and have a little bit more information and let her know that we'll be heading that way. Luca and Nock might have to stay out of the town.
Possible.
Or we might have to have her take us into a safe house.
I mean, as far as we know, we just want to go there for ore right now. We don't know that we're going to find anything there that's going to change our mind about that yet. Who knows what could happen. But right now, the only goal there, I think, is just get the ore, get out. We don't want to stir up any more trouble with the Boxel folk.
Right. So after those sendings, though, I think it's about time I try to finish up Eredrin's bow, because it looks like I'm gonna have to start throwing some magic, maybe at my own sword, to see if I can get that thing up to snuff to fight. Because it sounds like we might be getting in more fights in the future.
Indeed.
I like it.
It took you till level 8 to realize this party is always itching for a fight, Tim. I'm joking.
No.
That's all a joke.
No, it took Luca to level 8 to realize that maybe sometimes he has to be the one to fight.
Indeed. So,
which is why he started throwing out a lot more combat spells in the last level or two. Luca never really took part in the damaging aspect of combat right up until the clasp got attacked that last time.
It's true.
So with that, let's go down the line. We're going to simplify some crafting rolls before we close out today. Akira, is there anything you want to be working on? Also, how many days are you wanting to devote into the crafting montage we're about to rock and roll?
And I'll get mine out the way so they can finish that up. Other than dye their hair, Akira will probably spend time training with Cyrac.
Well, that's the thing is Cyrac and like the whole group. Cyrac is out at the safe house in the mountains.
Oh, that's right.
The dojo is basically empty.
I mean, Akira just go to the dojo and train though.
And a
enough.
dimly lit dojo training montage.
Dimly lit dojo training montage, as one does.
Yeah, dealing with their reawakened psionic abilities and adding on to their monk stuff and
Contemplating their dedication to.
Yeah, contemplation to dedication to chords. So they're gonna after they do their hair and it dries and make sure it's set and see if they don't have to apply another batch of berries to it.
Right.
They're gonna put on their
it's good
and go train.
Good concentrated stuff. That pink stuff. So for Akira, then what you are crafting are muscles. So go ahead and do athletics, and you can do dexterity athletics in this case.
I craft muscles in my free time too.
Yeah, well,
I'm not crafting. As I'm crafting,
you can just swing a hammer. Yeah, I mean, blacksmith's large.
Dos más, por favor.
That's a 26.
2 more, please.
Oh, 2 more.
Dos más. Más, por favor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that originally.
All right, we're summing up several days of training into just 3 rolls.
26, 19, 26.
Nice.
Fucking A. Loving it. Y'all, I love when y'all give me justifications for the shit that I'm gonna give you. So, it makes it so easy. We'll summarize that with you figure out some very, very crafty stuff, some very good things. For jumping back around to well, also group above table. How long are y'all wanting to devote to this?
Right.
I vote 3 days. I think 3 days is more than plenty to get everything crafted.
In Akira will train all 3 of those days.
3 of those days. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. I don't really know the smithing process. I feel like it might take a little longer, but like if that's also all we were dedicated to doing, probably
if you want to go longer, I mean, I'm fine with 5 days as well. Like, I'm fine with whatever amount of days.
I just don't know what a realistic amount of days is, honestly.
Jeremy, can I ask you then?
Yes.
Because this may affect my answer. Since I donated the mithril, I can't really make my weapon right now. Could I?
It would take you a while to work the mithril, by the by. For Fisher, he knows some shortcuts. He knows what he's doing, and so it'll take significantly shorter amount of time to do it for him.
No, I get that. I was just donating like the design of the sword. They can handle the portion of it, but more my question was, rings things shouldn't really take more than a day or so.
Depending on what you're wanting to do to them, otherwise.
Just classic things like how the things should, like
non-magical,
like
just
classic things. So could I spend? How long would it take for me to make that mask I talked to you about?
Oh right, the one. Just the mask itself. I don't know, day or two.
Okay, I mean, I'm fine with taking however long it would take to make Slayer's sword to make my 2 things, my mask and my other thing.
Making hashtag secret project and your mask. Okay, let's go ahead and sum that up into a glassblower's tools roll, because that's what you're using for secret project, right?
No, I'm using I'll DM you what I'm using.
Yeah. Here I go. Looking.
Sorry, my microphone's on my laptop, so it's hard to type.
There it is. Bam. Okay. So yes, in that case, jeweler's tools using your intelligence, and then jeweler's tool. Well, I guess all 3 jeweler's tools checks using your intelligence. Yeah.
All right. The first one coming to you is cocked, but it's an 18 is what it landed on. Second one coming to you is a 24. And third one coming to you is a 23.
Oh, hella. All right. So yes, you are able to get pretty far on all that the very delicate work of the one, technically the 2, and then kind of getting into that mask. It is you're beginning to get it worked out, the eye hole, for getting it formed very properly to your face, between heating and cooling, getting it right, and making it so that it has the straps, the straps integrated into it. It's starting to look pretty menacing, but beautiful, as so many things are. For Doomerin.
So they're all done.
Yes, all three items get completed in the allotted time.
Hell yeah!
Wonderful. Doomerin for you, sir. As basically what Fisher has offered you several times, and I think you've been part of it. He's kind of teaching you smithing. A little bit, yeah. One might say. So he is going to continue to teach you where perhaps I don't you're not actually fully proficient in smithing, right?
No, I'm not.
Well then, with advantage, make 3 strength checks with advantage.
Okay, strength checks?
Yes.
Not athletics.
These are non-proficient strength checks. You're making them with advantage because he's basically helping you, and you're putting your own strength into the whole situation, which is going to be like him helping you is also going to shorten the amount of time needed to help it happen.
Well,
right?
15.
Yeah. On 18? Yes.
And 10.
Okay. So with that, luckily he's a pretty solid artificer, if you will.
That's
and
good.
As part of that proficiency he has, he can also add 5 to each of those rolls.
There we go.
Giving flashes of genius.
Excellent.
As one does, though he does not know guidance, so he can't guide you, but he can.
This is fine.
He flashes of genius. So 20, 24, and 15. Part of it.
Oh, but I don't have them prepared right now.
One day.
And bless doesn't work that way. Never mind.
And bless doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
Is Paladin a level prepared spellcaster or a daily prepared?
Daily.
But cantrips don't prepare that way.
No.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Oh, guidance is a cantrip, huh?
Is a cantrip. It's fine. We'll get there.
I mean, I can give my blesses to that if need be.
Well, no, bless doesn't work that way.
Yeah, bless doesn't work.
Or the
okay.
shot.
Point is though, with Fisher being the helper and being the one who is helping give insight, giving flashes of genius, the process. it is a it is a case of like kind of doing it a bit in reverse, the lower of the checks, basically being like Mithril, while tough, does have a malleability to it, especially when you put a lot of force into it, and you have a lot of force to put into stuff. And so as you're hammering with it, it goes a little wide, and you kind of have to like melt it down and refold it, kind of throw it in, let it melt back together again, kind of start from scratch. But while the mithril kind of while the mithril kind of resets itself, you kind of work on the steel, and the steel feels a lot more natural, and you start getting back into it. And kind of extending out that core. It's only about 2 pounds. It's only about a short sword weight, and you have that little bit of frustration of like, it's long but it's light. And then working through it, you start integrating them and working the mithril around it, and then making sure that it welds together properly, and it actually starts to take real shape as the mithril not only widens the blade but lengthens the blade, and holding it there's a like, you can tell there's that heft, there's that length, and that this extension of yourself that this starts becoming. How do you wrap it up, basically, like you doing the handle yourself, while he's kind of doing the more you help him kind of trace the runes onto it and mark it out, and he starts working out. How do you handle this thing up using that Gith, that little bit of Gith influence? It is kind of like a single blade, but it is long and kind of like it has that curvature of a almost the not quite the not quite the hard karambit, quite as hard as a karambit, but still that curvature. Something like that.
Yeah, I think you're going more towards a Xiphos is more, or a Copus or a Xiphos.
That kind of thing. That
those are called
nice
leaf-shaped blades.
Yeah, nice solid back. That leaf bend in the front end. Yeah, it's got the look.
Maybe here, I got an image. Maybe a little something close to that.
Got wood and bone and all sorts of things. Andy, did I see a General Kenobi in the chat? Yeah. Fucking can opener, that thing.
Right. As far as what I wrap it with, I don't necessarily have anything particularly marked. But I would, like, I don't have anything in particular in my inventory, but you said there's other things that he has.
There's wood and I mean, there's
probably just
he kind of whispered that mind flayer arm could integrate some of that bone into it.
Yeah, we could. I mean, you can use like the upper arm portion.
That's crazy metal, by the way. That's super metal to use that arm as the weapon.
Use the upper part of the arm, and then make sure to wrap it in leather so it's nice and tight.
Yeah. I was thinking just some leather, but I think the bone and then some leather, and then maybe he'll pull out the
something real solid to hold on to.
Yeah, and he'll pull out the scale that he was given, that he asked for from Thava. And he'll say, and I'd like to sit this in the pommel, like at the base pommel.
My jewelry ears perk up at that. Tulu 1.5 years, just like
1 3/4 years. I could do a bit of a rap with that and kind of could in yeah, and you'll basically spend the last day of it. Shaping the bone to fitting your hand almost, taking into account the idea of kind of wrapping it in cords of leather, and him kind of making that little bit of a I know what I said, giving that little bit of an extra kind of like a all. The kind of steel ball for the pommel, the little bit of flare out from the base to fold that scale around it and to fit it in and get it nice and tight so that the extra bit can kind of grab onto it. And you are able to get your fucking mithril sword, mithril wrapped steel or fucking amaze blade out of this.
It is a great honor to get to design that for you.
Yeah, no, it looks wondrous. Thank you.
With your celestial runes in it. That you could have told him told him what you told him and put in like dick butt or whatever into the blade, and he would have believed
like
you.
The tattoos with like character.
The tattoos of soup and
right, yeah,
and white guy and all of that, like yeah,
all that good stuff. Yeah, no. Word.
Last but not least, Luca, go ahead and throw your arcane crafting rolls. Depending on successes and that you can move from one to the other with enough success.
Okay, so for starters, I'm gonna work on just finishing up Erjan's bow.
Yeah.
And you're a blessing.
How many checks do you want me to make for that?
We're gonna sum it up into 3 checks, and depending on success, basically pushing from Erjan's bow into the solidifying of your own sword. For my record keeping, Erdrin, where are we at on the days worth of crafting? Or like days worth of lasting? Was it like 24? 23, something like that? 23, okay,
so I just have to balance it because I have to burn some enhanced abilities because I don't like to take chances.
I'll say don't worry about spending spells at this point. It will not be important that you mark the spells.
Okay, it's more about rolling with advantage that I'm worried about.
Indeed.
Okay. D&D Beyond just crashed out for me.
Yeah,
it crashed out on me like an hour ago.
Well, that's a hell of a start.
It's a hell of a start. We'll take a 20. Or a natural 20.
That's a hell of a backup.
What up?
Hell yeah.
That's off of those single digits up to damn near.
And that's a hell of a oh no, it was on 20 and then it flopped over to 2. It was on 20 and it was against the wall and it flopped over to 2.
You hater.
Nah, man, it came up 15. I'm still happy.
I mean, it's not bad. So utilizing your success, utilizing the dice in an order of operations, you complete the bow in basically about a day and a half of work,
okay.
and you kind of evaluating the enchantment, bringing it to Fisher to be like, did I do the thing? Is it good? And he'll give it a solid look over, a solid pearl look over, and congratulations, you are an enchanter.
Well, thank you. All right.
Well done. Hey boy, hit us at the wall a few times. Turning to Erdrin. Shoot us at the wall a few times. Perfect now.
More than happy to. Does it? So what enchantment is on? Is just a +1 now, or?
Yes, it is now a +1 enchanted +1 enchanted bow.
I'll be honest, I don't know how to override that. So whatever I roll
Up
to
at the
hit, just add 1
up
to that.
when you go to customize, up at the top it has a to hit and a damage bonus box. Just put a 1 and a 1.
Okay. And then enter.
Yes, and enter.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Complete the circuit.
Just as part of the narrative for the storytelling purposes, when Akira isn't training, they're hanging out at the shop, watching them smith weapons.
The first one wasn't too good, but he said put a few in the wall, so I'm going to put a few in the wall.
Oh yeah, you just start popping off, and you can see kind of like every time you pull back that little bit of you integrated silver into the filigree. A little bit of that silver kind of like wraps around. A little bit of that silver filigree wraps around when you draw back the bow. Wraps around the arrow, and then when you fire it, it lands, and then it kind of mists away. You know, like a magical bow does to its arrows. They're magical for a moment, and then it fades off. But it's in there.
Just rolling strength checks to try to pull those arrows out. Like,
yeah. You have the moment. A couple of the arrows break. You don't have to spend any of yours. You'll be able to restore them pretty quickly. But then moving on to your blade. How much, Luca, have materials already handy to put into the blade? What are you doing to make it more magical?
It just so happens that my blade is already decorated.
Huh? It is decorated. Are you doing more with it?
Well, it's already decorated with precious metals and gems. So what Luca would be doing is taking time to use draconic sigils to add on just draconic sigils that would make it easier for the blade to accept magic, relying on the filigree and things that it already has in it in order to help it hold some of that magic a bit better. So
I'm also going to offer if he wants to carve any of those sigils into there. I fully offer to carve those in as well.
And
also as part of Akira's training, I want Eredrin to have like shot arrows at them so they can practice their deflection.
I'm wrapping leather around the heads of the arrows so I don't puncture my sibling. You don't need free piercings. Just
this is just to practice deflect. I'm not.
I'll say for fun, Akira, go ahead and just roll one of your deflect missiles rolls. I just want to see it.
All right.
Oh shit, we're 6 minutes after.
Yeah, we should really wrap it up.
Indeed. Tis what what Eredrin just proclaimed.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna roll it on the app because the site is down. That's going to be an 18 because it's pretty much like I've used my reaction to lessen the damage. So
well, full on grab out of the air, and you're basically able to grab it out of the air and then throw it directly like a hard right angle from where it got shot at you, and just right into one of the posts. So with that, Luca, on your longsword progress, DM me like what else you're kind of like end goal on the enchantment, or you can tell me out loud if you want to.
I'll go ahead and shoot you a message later. That way Teddy can get rolling.
So we'll determine how far along that one gets with. We're gonna donate that crit directly into the new enchantment. But thanks for sticking around, Beardy. I hope you had a good day with your kids. And until next time, as always, thank you all for joining us. Patreon.com/OnceUponAD20. TikTok, all the things. But until next time, remember that kindness is in fact free and more socially acceptable than being a dick. And
don't forget to follow, like, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah,
Keep
I
going.
cut Jeremy off, so I stopped. Sorry, Jeremy.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine. You take us out.